Gather round, we got no gods to please. Saturday night, no sermons, just ease. Discussions flow like midnight breeze. No prophets here, just minds to tease. We talk big bangs and evolution. Question faith with our solution. Stars align in our confusion. Breaking free from old illusion. Join the fun, no need for trust. Dust to dust, we're stardust. No heaven high or hell to fear. Saturday night, we hold it dear. Fun and laugh at myth believers. Here we're all truth seekers. Open hearts and swift deceivers. Make your stand, no hidden levers. Raise your glass to reason's thrill. No ancient text, it's our own will. Debate till dawn, feel golden chill. Saturday night, we've got the skill. Echoes of a godless choir. Like the world, we spark the fire. Free our mindset to inspire. No holy walls to take us higher. Join the fun, no need for trust. Dust to dust, we're stardust. No heaven high or hell to fear. Saturday night, we hold it dear. Join the fun, no need for trust. Dust to dust, we're stardust. No heaven high or hell to fear. Saturday night, we hold it dear. Join the fun, no need for trust. Dust to dust, we're stardust. No heaven high or hell to fear. Saturday night, we hold it dear. Fun and laugh at myth believers. Here we're all truth seekers.
Yeah, we are.
Hey.
Dave,
Hello,
there needs to be
everybody.
a line. There needs to be a line in that song about we talk about loving toast.
I saw your comment.
Okay.
We'll see what we can do. I don't know. I might still have it. I might be able to slip a line in there. I'll take a look and see if I can do it.
Say no more, Dave.
Gotta have the toast in there. Welcome everybody to Saturday Night at the Atheists, and welcome fellow atheists, all my fellow cockroaches. How's everybody doing?
Crawling
Yeah.
along.
I'm
right.
loving it. I doubt my own existence, of course, but apart from that,
Oh yeah. I do
And-
that. Yeah, every day, at least once a day.
We got a whole bunch of people already out there joining us. Good to see everybody. And yeah, welcome Scott and Brainless and Mike and Simos. And
Hello.
welcome also Chris Moore and Katie and Ed from the Rabbit Atheist. Good to see you. Tilting Windmill. Good to see you as always.
Hey, Whitwell.
And let me see. And Martin or Martine? Is it Martin or Martine?
Martin, I think.
Martin.
Olson? Yeah. Yeah, that's a Martin.
Martin.
I don't know.
Martin.
Maybe a Martin. I don't know. Who knows?
I like to check.
or is it Martin?
Martin. Oh yeah.
Uh-huh. And Sydney
Probably depends
Raptor.
on what language you speak. They speak. You know.
That's true. Yeah. Because I have to remember that because it's, international these days. And it's like when I say good evening, I always say, and good morning, because, Mark Reed or Sydney or all those ones around the other side of the globe, it's morning. So,
Yeah.
and there's
Yeah,
Fred.
nah.
How you doing, Fred? And I got busy. I went got a bunch of lumber yesterday, and I got busy painting today. I'm putting up new trim boards, and we're gonna work on some roofing. And with the way the heat was going, it was like there's no way I was gonna go. I mean, I couldn't go outside without sweating in my eyes. So it looks like we're waiting till August to do outdoor projects, which usually August is hot, but so far August is looking nice. So
it's been cool for the last few years, but I can't go outside. It's like smoking 4 cigarettes just walking outside right now because of Canada.
Yep. Canada's
revenge for the tariffs. They're trying to kill everybody in the northern states.
I saw Chicago hit whatever their danger level is there. It was on the news.
Yeah, we're at 163 right now. So
I was thinking about you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, Asho, how you doing? And there's Seth too. How you doing? Good to see you. Ambushed apostate.
For some reason, I thought you just called somebody an asshole, but I see now that we have a person asshole.
Asshole teddy bear 64. So the problem is that it's 78 right now. When the heat quits, the smoke comes down from Canada. We get that front from Canada, right? So it's either hot or it is the skies are red with smoke. One or the other here. Hell,
Sydney was all excited, waiting for the countdown to have a cool explosion graphic. It's like, I didn't really think of that. I just have that timer in my folder, and I can go in DaVinci. I can change the size. I can change the color, and everything. So I just keep using the same one. But
are you sure you're not confusing like outside with hell?
Oh yeah.
Perhaps you've already passed away, Mike. And...
In Texas, there's no difference.
Yeah, pure red. Yeah.
And you're in your apartment there.
Yeah.
And we've got, I don't know what this is, but it's a Z with an 08840. Why would God deceive us with apparent evolution? Is God a deceiver? I think so. That's the vibe I've been getting talking to folks. But we're gonna hear some science from the other side, and that's why we've got the crew here to help out.
That's an oxymoron, Dave. Dave, that's an oxymoron. I'm sorry. There's no such thing as science from the other side.
And for everyone's benefit, including ours, I put a little cut in this video. Normally, I don't cut videos. If I do, I tell you. And of course, link is in the description. You can always go watch it and check on us. Usually, the only thing I'll trim off is like intro stuff with a prayer or what's going on in the church types. The et ceteras. But I leave it intact. But this one, the first little chunk he kind of talks about mostly 6 days of creation. So. According to the Bible, everything was made in 6 days. So we're going to kind of skip through that real quick.
Yeah,
we'll get to the meat of the video.
You sent me the link, and I watched about 15 seconds, and I had to run. I had to run and use the restroom. I mean, it was just really bad. It's just like,
okay, well, we'll run the first 15 seconds again for you then.
Oh my God!
And there's also, I'll just wait and see. I'm looking for some people to maybe show up in the chat tonight because it's that time of year for a few people. So I just made a universal birthday video. So, and if anybody else knows, it looks like there's a lot of birthdays coming up. A lot of us Virgos are popping all out of the woodwork too.
Don't start on that, Dave. Oh dear.
And make sure you check your horoscope. It's true,
Yeah. I don't know if you knew this, guys, but I'm an arsologist.
I think we all should be. Hey Jedi, how you doing? Good to see you.
Ooh, hey Lefty.
Oh yeah, we've got a good one. Some pseudoscience, absolutely. And all right, so we'll just get right into it. And like I say, I'm going to skip a little bit from the beginning here for everyone's benefit, but I'm sure most of us have heard it. And if not, I will repeat it again as soon as we listen to this first little bit.
Where they get the idea from, Dave?
Where
they get the idea from.
I don't know.
And the theme of God's creation. God created in the beginning.
Created.
It's the truth of creation versus the deception of evolution. So
there you go.
First, that's the first thing you've got to say.
Running for the bathroom. Yeah.
So creation is true. Everything was made in 6 days, and evolution is the great deception. Yeah.
Deception.
Ooh, we got Decepticons?
I have gone to pretty much just saying, I don't know what the issue is. Evolution is just part of biology. You're just, yelling at windmills or whatever. It's just ridiculous. But they keep doing it, so we got to keep listening to what they got to say. So we're going to, like I say, we're going to skip a little bit here, and we'll get through this pretty quick.
I'm going to unpack a little of that too as we go. So it's a little mix between a sermon and a lecture of sorts, but trying to just counter the falsehood of evolution with the truth of creation. And really the big question of life is, where did we come from?
No, it ain't.
Genesis 1.
It's like, where do I get my next sandwich? That's a big question in life.
Well, I'll also say this, but Mike knows exactly where this guy came from, because he probably dated his mother.
I did. That could be one of mine. He could be one of mine. I don't know.
So we're gonna. So like I said, we'll skip a little bit here,
Mike.
and I'll get to my cut here. As you can see, he's putting up Bible verses.
Oh, that's useful.
Yay!
Yeah, and then we're gonna get to the creation thing here. There's the cut. All right.
What's the Bible verse that we got here? What was that? Oh,
it's in the beginnings and stuff like that. I think we're about to the cut here.
God's image.
Go
ahead.
Have these assholes read the rest of the Bible, or do they just read Genesis?
Maybe
they are obsessed with Genesis. Oh my God!
Yeah, not all of Genesis though. I believe.
Yeah, just part of it. Yeah, the Greek creation.
Genesis 1 to 30 or something like that, and the rest of it, I don't count.
Oh my God!
His special character kind of reflected, ideally, in us, apart from the beast. And David looked upwards and.
What's
does
that,
in
son?
you. Well, it does in him. Doesn't reflect it in the rest of us. It's just him.
Yeah.
Well, him and a few of other gullible.
In wonderment, he says, the heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament, in other words, the skies.
Now, wait a minute. The firmament, in other words, the skies. See, that's not really what the Bible says. It's like a fixed dome firmament. And Hawaiian shirt guy takes it literally. But he says it was made of ice, and that's why it's not there now.
I think it's made of brass. I think it's made of brass or something.
Something like that with holes poked in it. Yeah.
So it sheweth the handiwork, or does it sheweth the handiwork?
Showeth.
It sheweth? Can't these assholes talk?
No, God likes that old English King James version with all that. Where art thou? Yeah.
That's why I never made it past page 1 of the Bible.
The KJV is very hard with the language. Yeah.
Showeth his handiwork. It's plain to see.
Yeah, and, if a guy comes to me, says, "Let me show you my handiwork," right? The last thing I want to do is watch.
Yes.
Excuse me.
If we were to go out at night time, and if you had a good spot where there's not too much interference from human light, you see the stars, the starry heavens.
Or smoke.
The heavens declare the glory of our God, don't they? David tells this resounding proclamation.
I guess there's lots of stars, so that means God wants you to look at his stars.
The glory, his handiwork.
Although
the
Bible doesn't really care much. The Bible says, and he made the stars also. Just a side note, right?
There's nothing about going, wow, look at that says, oh, good, God. It's just like the sky is big and the stars are bright, deep in the heart of I'm sorry, that's a song. But the stars are very bright and it's cool to think about. And, oh, look at that one. It seems to be moving across the sky. I wonder if that's a god or something. But
somebody in the audience should stand up and drop their pants and sheweth him their moon. And say, look at the handiwork, Lord's handiwork.
Yeah, it always reminds me of that song, Starry, Starry Night, paint your palette grayish blue or bluish gray.
Christian pickup line. Want to check out my firmament?
Okay, all right. That should be the theme of the day, Christian pickup lines.
Christian pickup lines.
Everybody put in your best Christian pickup lines.
You want me to sheweth you my handiwork and lift your shirt up? Or the Lord's handiwork, rather.
You got a moon behind the firmament?
Yeah. Have you seen the size of my shoeits?
But even the heavens are shouting out the glory of our God, of his greatness.
Yeah. I love how everything is so metaphorical, except it's all supposed to be literal.
Yeah.
I just wonder if he's got any medication for those voices he hears.
Heavens are shouting. They're just shouting out God.
Yeah.
Except, they're not, obviously, because that's a metaphor.
So they obviously know what a metaphor is.
Well, you would think they would,
maybe.
But I don't know.
Well, that was the marker says 7 minutes and 12 seconds. So I spared you all 7 minutes of him saying Genesis is true and how great God is. And I'm going to summarize it again for everybody. 6 days of creation. So in 6 days, God made everything, rested on the seventh. That's where he's at. Young Earth creationist. I don't know. Is it a biblical literist or is it a extreme biblical literist? Or
extreme? Yeah.
They of course, some things are not literal, but that's another video. Hello, Jasper. How you doing?
They follow the idea that, well, some things can't be literal, but you need to take as many things literal as possible, if they make sense. But in other words, I have my doctrine, and if this verse doesn't support my doctrine, then it's probably metaphorical. And if it does support my doctrine, then it's literal.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Nice crucifix. Want to fornicate?
They get straight to the matter.
That's right. Evan, how you doing? The Old Testament was written in storytelling and poetic Hebrew. To take it literally seems dubious. Well, this person does, so we're going to listen to what they have to say about it. And here, like I said, this is where I made the cut. This is where he's going to actually start mentioning the science. And in case Mike, in case we got to keep Mike awake, I didn't want to go through that 7 minutes because it can take us a while to get through 7 minutes.
Right.
So tonight,
brass tacks.
Tonight we're going to get right to the meat, so to speak, after the 7 minutes and 12 seconds. If you want to see the 7 minutes and 12 seconds, link in the description, as well as everybody on the panel's links are also in the description. My other channel, the Grassman Chronicles, is in the description. I do have the next Grassman pretty much written up. So next time I sit down with it, I should have it mostly together, and we'll put that out. Also, there's a link to help out Ember with her medical bills. If you got it like that, help out. Also, Bree Make sure you help out Bree. Bree's been doing it full time recently. So, anything you want to kick Bree, buy her coffee, or buy one of her great t-shirts. And the link is there also. And so is Joe, the Kentucky Atheist. Joe, I believe, is moving. So if you haven't heard from Joe, that's why. So,
wow.
Joe's okay. It looks like Joe's moving. So,
is he moving to a real state?
That would be nice, wouldn't it? I don't know how far, but okay. Yeah, that was the last I heard. But Joe's link's down there too. Joe's a great friend of the channel and everything, as well as he's got an affiliate, and that link is in the description too. And when you're down there, do all the good stuff like, share, subscribe, and you can always leave a comment when we're done. All that's much appreciated. And one more thing, if you want to join in on the emoji fun, on the members only streams, on access to videos before anybody else, and all the good stuff, there's also memberships on the channel now. You can hit the join button, and we've got the best emojis around. I mean, you just can't touch Answers in Atheism on toast. You just really can't. We've also got a lot of other great emojis, and we've got quite a few members. I saw it was like over 100 members. So appreciate all that. And yeah, if you want to join in, I don't know what the next level is, but you get to another level and you get more emojis. So that's how it works. So if you like the emojis, make sure you get everybody to join if you got it like that. If not, we understand. We appreciate everybody being here. All right. So let's get to the, I said hey to Ed, didn't I? Yeah. Again, hey Ed. Ed has a great show.
So good, we say hello twice.
That's right. Ed does have a great show. Have a lot of laughs over there. Let me just scroll the chat again real quick. What's Evan got to say? The book of Jonah has only 8 words of actual prophecy, despite being one of the minor prophets. The entire book is a narrative. Interesting for sure. Yeah, I have a big problem with prophecies. A lot of them, people do not read them right. And I think Ed says the same thing.
Well,
common interpretation. If it agrees with my theology, it's literal. And if it doesn't, it's a metaphor. Yeah.
And by the way, we appreciate even minor prophets, don't we? Every little helps.
It does. Yeah, and the Tilting's got my link. And the Grassman, if you don't know, in Ohio, Bigfoots are Grassman. So we call it the Grassman Chronicles. We cover cryptids, ghosts, aliens, all kind of otherworldly things. And yeah, if you've got a story, if you've seen something, if you've got a bump in the night, or just an idea for something for me to cover, you can always drop me an email at allhailbigfoot@gmail.com. Or we have community posting. Drop it in the community post. Discord, I'm the same name as well. Get a hold of me. Like I say, I've done 3 or 4 Grassmans now on request, so to speak. People found something. And I said, no, I haven't heard of that. And I covered it. Like the Brago Sandman was Big Bad Mama, I believe. And it was interesting because it was just like what? You were just there like a month before or something, Mike, out there in the California desert or whatever. So it was, it kind of works out neat. It's like, oh, yeah, I was just out there. It's like, I just did a story about it. So, yeah, anything like that, we like to cover those stories too. Have a lot of fun with them.
Yep.
There's a little cut. Hold on.
I prophesized 3 years and 5 months more of crazy from the United
Modern
States.
astronomy revealed.
Oh, that. Yeah, he didn't like the numbers that the labor put out, so he fired them. And it's like,
yeah, just fire them.
Okay, I don't like your numbers. You're fired. It's like,
Little kid.
Go at them up again. See what you get next time.
yeah. Nick came on, was talking about it, I think last night or something. And yeah, I had just heard about it too, and it was like, oh crap, here we go. what kind of who's he going to put in is the question. So
It's a universe that's fine-tuned for life.
there you go, right off the bat.
Oh, this is this one. Okay, this is this is where I landed on the thing when I clicked in. Oh my god, come on! Oh shit, do we have to do this? Okay, go ahead.
That's what we brought you here for, Mike.
Dude, oh yeah, you just hate me. Hate me.
The gravitational constant, the Earth's precise distance from the sun.
What's the precise distance from the sun? It varies.
Yeah.
Yeah, depends. If it's
Well,
summer
give or
winter.
take a few million miles. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They often think that it's a perfect circle, I think, because they'll say a few miles either way, and it's like, no, it takes more than a few miles. It's like millions of miles.
Yeah. And
Despite the fact that that was the whole point of a calculus, was to work out
but
what an ellipse was.
but like that's also like the way it's usually represented in drawings in education.
That could
Like all circles.
Well, also, it's that the original thing was that it was all circles, perfect circles, right? Because God made everything perfect, so it must be a perfect circle.
Yeah. Plus or minus 3 million miles. So there you go.
Yeah, and that was the other thing. I'm going to be on Skeptic Haven tomorrow, so you can catch me again tomorrow evening at is it 8 p.m. Eastern?
Oh, with Neil. Yeah.
Yep, with Neil. So we'll be hanging out there for a little while. So yeah, if you got something you want to talk about, it's a call-in show, and or if you know somebody wants to call in, have them call in, and we'll be there. And appreciate the links.
Meanwhile, 300 years after Newton, back to this guy.
All of these things, it's all balanced on this perfect balance.
Oh, God. Oh, well. Come on. He's live, so we got to cut him some slack.
Like
Oh,
that
You
is a
can't argue
sentence
that.
says,
I mean,
like,
you-
I want that really says I want to say something, but I got nothing to say.
Oh, you got to clip that one. We got to clip that
Yeah,
one.
I
It's-
think you know, like,
Dear.
it's just the technicality of it about on a balance. No, the balance is what the thing is, right? The fulcrum is what it's balanced on, right? So
Yeah.
honestly,
We had to clip that one and play it in place of all this fine tuning bullshit.
All right, I'll cut it if I make. I have to make a
Clip
note.
it.
If I don't make a note, I'll forget.
I know. I'm getting that way.
Clip. What is it? Today is 8/2.
I mean,
With,
the argument that he's got, by the way, is just to say this is
Balance.
it's fine tuned on the tuner.
Yeah. Fine tuned.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't argue with it, can you?
It balances on the balance.
Balance is
Yeah.
on the balance. It's like, okay.
It shouts out design everywhere we look. Random chance cannot account for this.
Yeah, that's it. Literally can, because that is what random chance does. It accounts for shit, right? Randomly.
Out of all the planets that we've found so far, we got the one, where life is happening, and oh my God, it's just so perfect here. But what about those other planets? How would you feel if you lived there?
Zerovac looks like it's on Mike's channel. I think most of the chat is on the other channel. Hey,
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, shit. I haven't even
either
checked
I
my
can
channel.
see them all. So I know folks can't see, but I can see everybody. So
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. When I pair, you end up splitting the chat, and you ought to all come over to Captive Desk and give me a watch later or something, or let me run in the background.
it's all
So it
good.
looks like somebody gives a shit about my channel. Which should be cool.
Skeptic philosophy looks like it's over there too. 'Cause see, I get a little mark on your picture, so I can see it. So Ryan's in here. Hey Ryan, how you doing? Yeah. So either channel, it's all good. We appreciate everybody stopping by. Isn't Ken Ham also Australian? Yep. And the Australians said they won't take him back.
Oh,
And Ryan's in here too. Good evening, Ryan. Good to see you.
But design can. Design can. If you might happen to wear a watch, you know, I had a watchmaker, and you look at the handiwork of our God in the.
There you go. Went right to the watchmaker.
right to the watch. The watch.
This is top tier. Simos. Top tier indeed, right? Top tier.
Top tier. Yeah, this guy is top tier. He comes from the land of the incredible apologists, you know. So I mean, we have to respect it. Like there have been some luminary, intellects, right, that have come from the great down under, and this looks like an 80s video, so that is the perfect time.
I don't know when it was made, but it was just put out a couple months ago. So
okay, well, he's done a good job to make it look retro, to imply that he comes from that mega intellectual period in Australian history where creationism was the very latest ship, you know. So there we go.
In the skies, let alone everything else. That shows his handiwork, doesn't it? Of his creative power. Consider the alternative now to creation. God created. Others would say, no, God did not create.
What?
They would.
Uh-oh.
We've drawn a line in the sand.
Others would say that.
Hello, Vic Lit. How are you doing? Don't forget to check out Vic Lit for your gaming enjoyment.
Trust in the flaws of evolution. A house built.
What? Again, I don't know what
built.
This whole
built on sand.
Yeah, they don't want to be related to anything else. That's the thing. I said it before, and some I've said to Rebecca when we kind of had a little falling out, is that you just want to be told you're special. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You have to be told I'm special on a special planet, and it's all special just for me. It's like, okay, good for you.
Dave, everybody wants to be a top dong.
Yeah, indeed.
Top dong, yeah.
Yeah, and then you can go one step.
We're never going to let her live that down, by the way.
Why did God make primates again? If he made us in his image, why did he make primates? I don't really.
Take off Rebecca.
Yeah. Okay.
Medical experiments, according to Saul.
Oh, according to Saul, yeah, it's medical experiments.
We got tons of mice that just became a YouTube member. Tons of mice.
You rock, let's rock with the fire in our veins. Rock on to the sky, till the thunder and rain. All hail Bigfoot, the legend, the king. He walks among shadows, the wild spirits sing.
And thanks for becoming a member, Tons of Mice. You rock. Brainless, I think you were saying something.
What's I saying?
Maybe. I thought somebody said something.
That was in the past.
And I cut him off, but
that was a long time.
No,
ago.
that could be me, but
everybody good?
hey, as I'm brainless, I forgot by now.
I already forgot. It'll come back around.
Yeah, I'll come again. Never mind.
Mice says God made primates like Togo to smoke cigarettes in the zoo. We don't promote that. Don't do that for the monkeys. Leave them alone. Or the apes or anything else. Oh, I just saw a woman that climbed over the fence and was trying to pet the tiger, and the tiger went at her. And it's like, dang.
Get her arm?
No, but better luck next time. What people are just
stupid are you?
At the tiger.
Yeah, that's the reason there's a like a 10-foot gap. Yeah, there's like a 10-foot gap, so you couldn't possibly reach that far, right? So she figured, oh, I'll just climb over it, and she stuck her hand right in the. And it's like, I would, I don't wish anything bad on him, but you almost wish that at least would have got a nip. Yeah, you need some stitches or something.
You don't wish that on them, but on the other hand, you think like, it would be better for the gene pool.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's a fact. But really, how fucking stupid are you?
Well, people
quit it. We have to quit asking that question, Brainless. They're taking it as a challenge.
Right.
People get really comfortable
Tiger
with
eugenics.
People get really comfortable and delusional with their relationship with wild jungle animals. Like there's it's a sanctuary for cats that's near Dallas, near Fort Worth, and we were taking a tour one day. This was years ago when my son was still really young, and they were telling us about a veterinarian who tended to some of the tigers that they had there. And these are tigers that were taken off of drug lords or whatever, who just want to have some wild cats around the house to prove their virility, and they were taken by the DEA and then put in that sanctuary. And so these tigers have a very comfortable life, and the veterinarians can get very comfortable with them and think, oh, I have a special relationship with this tiger. It would never, oh my God, it just took my arm off.
Yeah.
but there's like, if you're one-on-one with a certain animal from when it's really young, yes, then you can get that kind of connection.
Yeah, except for that chimp that tore the lady's face off. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but that
goes
no, but there's a difference between being someone a pet's caretaker or having them as a pet.
Well, yeah, my cats. Basically, if I hadn't raised them from kittens, I'd be afraid of them.
Yeah,
and they still try to rip my arm off every now and then. They one of them bit my ex-wife when she was cat sitting for me, and it cost me $700 to get her hand fixed.
Sorry,
like, holy shit.
My apologies.
Yep.
On sand. Now, first to note, there are in fact two types of evolution. So you've got a column here and a column there.
Now you got two columns like in one piece on one piece of paper slide there, whatever.
You got a column here and
over
a column
here,
there.
Here.
And
There's
you got a column everywhere.
You got two kinds of evolution. At least that Hawaiian shirt guy's got like 7. So
yeah,
he's brought it down to 2.
So on the left there, you see macroevolution. That's what Darwin teaches, and the theory of evolution, macroevolution. Then on the right-hand side, you have microevolution. Microevolution. Of course.
All right. See, there's the difference, Mike. There's macro and micro. There's two kinds of evolution. And we got left-handed Jedi dropping the green. Jedi, thank you very much. And you know what that means.
You rock, let's rock with the fire in our veins. Rock on to the sky, till the thunder and rain. All hail Bigfoot, the legend, the king. He walks among shadows, the wild spirits sing.
Jedi, thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for the super chat. And Jedi says, the Siberian tiger is my spirit animal. Help. My spirit animal is trying to eat me. Yes. Don't mess with the tigers. They're big. They're a lot bigger than you think they are.
But they are beautiful.
They are, but you can see it. They've got these fantastic telephoto lenses nowadays, right?
Oh,
you can zoom in on that sucker from 10 miles away. You don't have to get up close to it.
Yeah, no. Well, And some zoos actually have like some enclosures with glass
Yep.
and instead of fences, and you can see them from really up close.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Hey, Austin, how you doing? Austin just finished. What do we got here? Austin just finished my bio, got 95 and a 100. Good job.
Cool.
Fantastic.
So Adam Price, atheists
wasn't-
usually don't like Darwin as much as they think they do if they actually read Origin of the Species.
Yeah.
Only one chapter on survival of the fittest. He should never use that phrase, or did he use that phrase? I'm not even sure if he did.
I don't think
No,
yet.
but
No.
also, it's not like completely his theory. He founded the basis for the theory that we have now.
He did all the work.
Well,
no, but
yeah,
like-
he didn't come up with the idea of it necessarily, no.
He did a lot
But
of
Yeah,
work.
but-
It was-
he did the science to make it into a proper theory.
Yeah.
Everybody
pinned a
else,
lot-
for everybody else, it was just a hypothesis.
He pinned a lot of bugs. He pinned a lot of
Including his
bugs on
grandfather.
And we got
And
Oceanus in here. And we
And I don't-
have, hold on a second, Simos. We got Miss Bumblebee in here as well. Good to see
Hey, Bree.
everybody.
Hey, Brink,
All right, go ahead there, Simos.
thank you very much. I just want to ask Mike about what he thinks about this diagram on the screen here, and the fact
Oh, that is
uh,
a brilliant depiction of
yeah,
something. I don't
the
know.
evolution
what.
that includes foxes into
brilliant-
the canine, right?
Okay, what I see
brilliant
is okay. Those animal. Okay, what are those little lines toward the middle? Are those animals farting?
You know, that's one kind. So he's demonstrating
Oh, okay,
kind there.
okay. I see.
So,
I can only
So,
make it a little
as
bit
you can
bigger.
see, we've got wolves, we've got poodles, we've got, I don't know, take one away. Yeah, we got Alsatians,
Wait,
and we got foxes.
Yep.
Okay, I'd
Yeah,
like to know.
But foxes aren't canines, are they?
Mike,
I think-
over to you, Mike.
I don't know. I'd have to check.
Oh, okay. The answer is no, they're not.
Here you go.
No.
Okay,
Adam,
but
we got Adam Price saying atheists usually don't like Darwin as much as they think they do if they actually read Origin of Species. There's only one chapter on survival of the fittest. The rest read as endorsement of religion. Well, that's the thing, though. There is something to be said about Darwin not being the evil atheist that makes him out to be. But there's a lot of chapters on different things, obviously. So
I'd love for them to tell me what a cat kind is and what a dog kind is. Okay, the cat kind has whiskers, and it has pointed ears, and what else does a cat kind have that makes it
I
a
don't
cat?
know, but mine had a bent whisker though on its eyebrow or whatever. It was all hanging.
Oh, that it can't be a cat kind. It must be something. That must have been microevolution.
I'll
dog
tell you
also has
another one it has there, Mike, is it has a disagreeable predilection.
Oh yeah.
Disagreeable personality, let's put it that way.
And Adam says the political and media storms that surrounded at the time is what people really like. Well, it doesn't really matter. It was a long time
No,
ago. I mean,
not at all. Not at all, Adam.
We know-
what we
we
like
know a
about
lot.
it is the fact that he posited natural selection as the mechanism by which the traits are passed down.
Yeah, Darwin's a great footnote as you discuss and consider all the different mechanisms of evolution, and natural selection is one of them. But there's mutations and recombination and duplication and drift, I think, is one of them. So if you're a historian, maybe you want to get into Darwin in real detail, but it's not necessary. And to me, Darwin's not a hero. Darwin's not somebody I'm quote unquote behind, or I don't toot his horn, so to speak.
I thought it was 1859 as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
left-handed Jedi, 156 years or so.
A lot
like-
has gone on since then.
And I've never read any Darwin. I mean, I just, and I mean, I'm deep into this stuff, and I just don't give a shit about reading The Origin of Species. I don't care.
That's one of those books that I keep meaning to get around to reading, right up there with the Odyssey or the other one.
Read Stephen King.
Yeah.
I'll just watch Netflix.
Yeah, 1859 is when it was published. I thought so. 166 years, which is still going.
Thank you,
Long time
Skeptic
ago.
Philosophy. Skeptic Philosophy is watching on both channels, as everybody should.
That's right. You
Nice.
can do
Oh, I
that.
am.
Just click that other window there and just let it run.
Yep, let her run.
We got to wait. Mike's next step is 1,000. He's getting right up there.
806. I got 806.
Ember just had her 2,000 stream the other evening.
Oh, God
So
damn it.
You got some catching up to do there.
I do.
Yeah, and you know what the fun fact is? If those 2,000 subscribers all pitched in $10,
Oh, yeah.
her problem would be solved.
Yeah.
Oceana says, I've got a degree in molecular biology. Darwin was never required reading. He got a brief mention, but we aren't bootlickers as scientists. We do praise great ideas, though. Yeah, I mean, anybody, some things obviously are always true, like some elements or whatever and stuff. But I mean, yeah, science tries to keep current, right? With new discoveries. Mike loves hearing about all this new stuff in genetics and everything. And then the creationists seem to always cite books that are from the 1800s or 1700s. And it's like, see, they thought this back then. And it's like, well, they were wrong. It's like,
Yeah.
catch up a little bit, right? And so, Darwin did a lot for his time. And like they said, before genetics or anything like that, just good old, traipsing around in the jungles and finding some bones and saying, huh. And then, like everybody's been kind of saying, had these ideas and these ideas. And it's like, what is it that is going on here, right?
Yeah,
And then he kind of put it together into a theory.
Dave, it's a little more than that he did. So he spent 20 years in his greenhouse crossbreeding plants to find out whether he could breed traits through plants and whether that was a viable thing to do. And then he also spent a long time many years closely observing a particular area of ground, meter of ground roughly, or yard cube of ground, to see exactly how the animals changed and how the independence of the system worked, or the dependence of the system worked within this particular area of ground, how the worms, what the worm feature, the function of the worms was, how the plants changed, how they exactly evolved through the period of time that he was observing it. So there was a lot that he did. He didn't come up, as you said rightly, with the survival of the fittest. That was somebody else who came up with that. He basically said something in as much words, but not the actual phrase itself. But he did say that natural selection was the mechanism by which the genes were passed, or not the mechanism by which they were passed, but the mechanism that affected how the genes were passed generation to generation, and that it was the fittest of those genes, or not the genes, sorry, it was the fittest of those races or animals that passed on their the ability to survive, as it were.
No,
And these guys, they love to get you talking about mammals and, the animals you see in the zoo. They never look at plant evolution or even insect evolution. Like the beetle kind, did God create the beetle kind, just one, and we had two of them hop off the ark? There are 400,000 species of beetles. So it's like, how do they, what is a beetle kind, and what is a bug kind, and what is an oak tree kind? I'd like to see them explain that. That would be interesting. Yeah.
And the thing also is like they keep saying like, oh yeah, but back then they thought that. So yeah, you changed your point of view, so you're wrong. Like like they think the strongest point of science is a weak point.
Yeah.
And there's always a mystique. Anything old has to be right. You know what I mean? You find this really old book and it says something in it. And it's like, look, this is the oldest book ever written or whatever. And you open it up and it says something and you go, aha, you know, there's the wisdom of the universe, you know? And it's like, no, it's an old book.
Yeah, no,
And
I didn't know anything about the universe.
but by that logic, you knew more when you were a baby as you know now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And if you took Darwin and you distilled it down, it would come out to just natural selection and mutation. And that is the backbone of evolution still. I mean, he got that part right, and nothing has changed. And everything else is built upon that, basically.
And
But there's two kinds of evolution.
Also to say that the predictions that he made in light of not having sufficient scientific knowledge of absolutely everything, right, were quite astounding, considering they didn't even know about genes. He said that there must be a mechanism by which this could be done, right? Something heritable had to be the mechanism by which it was done. And he didn't even know about genes. Then he also said that potentially humans came from Africa based on the fact that that's where fossils were found, which most resembled that of humankind. So this is astounding, considering somebody hasn't even been out of his garden for 20 years, you know, to write this down and come up with what are fairly accurate predictions. And then
but
doubted this 160 years later, you know.
Hey, Christopher. He proved like that there was something doing that, and later they built upon that and figured out what is doing it. Like, because he observed that something was happening. He just didn't know what the mechanism was that did it.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah. But he said there must be a mechanism, right?
Yeah. Highlight my comment, Dave. Just a couple up. Yeah, survival of what best fits the environment. Fits the environment at the time.
Right.
Yeah,
that's a real meaning of the whole thing. And from there, you know, the discussion deepens. So anyway,
yeah, it's not the survival of the physically fittest.
There's Dave Murphy with excuse me. I just can't hit it. Sorry.
Oh, what's this jerk going to say next?
Something stupid.
Are we taking bets?
Is that a prediction? A prophecy? A prophecy?
It's a prophecy. He's going to say something stupid.
Well, what I like about it is that he's got an example of a kind which doesn't fit evolution. So something's going to have to change here. Something's going to have to go, one or the other. And I'm on the edge of my seat as to which one it's going to be.
We see microevolution all the time, as depicted here of the dogs that are bred, and you've got multiple breeds of dogs of all kinds. Ultimately, they can.
Dog?
Now wait a minute. Are they kinds or breeds?
Well, like foxes.
No. They're breds. He said breds. They're breds of dogs.
You got microevolution all the time. You know, foxes are micro-evolved from wolves, obviously. That's the prediction.
The thing is, you have all the same mechanisms. It's evolution. It's just a matter of generations when you get on a macro scale. Same mechanisms, though.
Exactly. Austin says this. He's just admitted to evolution.
Yeah.
Which is what I love. Like, and I never, personally speaking, when I talk to people, Christians, about this, the first thing I just say, but you do agree that microevolution happens, don't you? And once they've agreed that, I go, okay, debate's done. Thank you very much. And they go, oh, no, but I'm not saying. Yeah, I'm not saying that macroevolution happens. And I'm going, well, I don't care because evolution is evolution. You just admitted to it, so
Yeah, no,
we're done.
but like, what do they think? Like, if you have macro evolution over a long period of time, what do they expect that happens from that?
Yeah, that's true.
Evan points out there are reptiles that are called legless lizards, which literally look between right in between lizards and snakes. They're kind of freaky. Well, yeah, and the lungfish, right? Show me a fish that can live out of water, right? They're lungfish. They live almost all their life out of water. Well,
Oh, that reminds me of another Christian chat up line, actually.
uh-oh.
Hi, babe.
Uh-oh.
Do you want to do some microevolution?
There you go. Oh, that's a good one. So we got a fish here in Minnesota called a bowfin, and if you catch it, and it's a junk fish, so a lot of people take them and throw them in the woods across the road from the lake, and next morning they've crawled back in with their fins, using them almost like legs. So it's pretty cool, and they can breathe out of water. And bullheads, they can breathe for like 2 days out of water.
Wow.
Yeah. I took one once, and I basically, if you get them in the spring, they taste like chicken. But if you get them in the summer, they're junk fish. But anyway, I cut one's head off, and I left the head laying on a chopping block, and then went and made dinner with the fish. Came out the next day, and the whiskers were still moving on that head. And I'm like, what the hell?
That's creepy.
That was freaky.
I thought you were going to say, and it was still live streaming.
Yeah, it's still live streaming. Right. Okay.
Austin says there are fish that can climb trees.
Oh,
And there are frogs. There are also frogs and crickets and different insects that can basically freeze over in the wintertime too. They drop something in their system that becomes like antifreeze, so they don't crystallize inside. And they just who's popping popcorn?
Oh,
Popcorn.
some dumbass is shooting fireworks outside.
Oh,
My
okay.
apologies.
Cool.
It sounds like popcorn. So the ones that survived the cold, had these little micro evolution going on, and it spread and spread. Now I got sirens, so
I'm gonna have a Loki in a minute.
But the micro to the macro, the short of it is, it's the argument of you can't take a step and that will ever add up to a mile. And it's like, yes, you can. You just got to keep taking another step. Dave getting a new roof. Yeah, I'm going to work on it. My other son messaged me too and said, I'm doing this and that. Such. You let me know what. And it's like, yeah. I'll be calling in favors.
Be traced back to the dog kind. Basically, it's all been made by man's breeding these multiple types of dogs.
Yep, we know that. Thanks for that, I guess.
Yeah, but what about the wolves, the foxes? Yeah.
Dog breeding
Coyote.
also goes back farther than he thinks the Earth is old. So
There you go. Oh dear.
But they're still of the dog kind. That's
There you
what's
go.
called micro.
it's a dog
Yeah,
kind.
Still the dog kind.
What?
What is the dog kind? What does that mean?
Yeah, no.
exactly?
I don't know, because
just
it
means
came
it's
from a
like
wolf.
fluffier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just means it's a kind of dog.
Yeah, really, they're making such a big deal. It's like if somebody heard us talking about stuffing things and shit like that, and made a technical manual about what we mean by stuff and how much does it have to weigh until it's shipped, and how much how shiny does it have to be before it's things. It's just taking common words that are just kind of meant to indicate a vague, abstract thing, and just making way too big a deal out of it, using the word in a way that the original text and the original culture could never conceive of.
So I'm looking at the beetle kind here. There are about 400,000 of them. Did God make all kinds of different beetle kinds, or did he make one beetle kind? I don't
really
get
likes beetles. I mean,
Right.
really
And
likes
if he-
beetles.
If he made one kind, that means for the last 6,000 years, 66 new species have evolved a year. And some of those species look like macroevolution.
Well,
Because
see, that's why you can't get around to curing all these ills that we have. It's too busy making beetles.
yes.
You guys,
Commander,
Oh, yeah.
Commander's
guys-
in the chat. Commander, we're putting you on this.
you guys-
There has to be a conspiracy of God making beetles and not
you
helping
guys,
people out. There's
guys
got to be
are
a story
talking-
there.
you guys are talking absolute nonsense. We all know that God made 4 Beatles: John,
Four beetles.
Paul,
Yeah, that's it.
George, and
Four
Ringo.
Beatles.
Everybody knows that.
You forgot the 5th beetle.
The
Those
Britisher would be the one to bring that up.
Yeah.
Those are beetles, not beetles. There are beetles and there are beetles. So, clever what they did with
Ella-
the word, isn't it?
Ella Minnow, hello.
Yeah.
And,
Hello.
Commander said they're going to start the DSA up again. I think you need to look into that, Commander. I mean, there's too many beetles and not enough cures. There's something going on.
Well, do you know, that's another good point, actually. Jesus evolved, right? He evolved from being a Catholic to being a Protestant, and then into, a Baptist, and then
Right,
an evangelical. And there's only, they're all different kinds. They're all one kind, obviously. One
He
kind
was
of
a Jew
Jesus.
first.
But, yeah,
But
nonetheless.
tons of mice. And for those of you that don't know, we have a kindred thing going. Tons of mice grew up around here. So God only makes one kind of toast,
Oh
but
boy.
many beetles. What's up with that? God, haven't you heard?
We love toast. We love toast. We love toast. We love toast. We love toast.
I
You hear
love that
that?
song. That's worth coming here on Saturday night just to hear that.
Yep.
Evolution. And we see that all the time in living organisms. It's just the shuffling of current genetic information to adapt to changing environment conditions. For example, the
Shuffling?
Well, he said adapting to environmental conditions. I mean, that environmental pressures, you're pretty close. So
Yeah, it's
again,
just-
that's evolution.
It's just shuffling and mutation and change in the genome over time. And that's evolution. Sorry.
We like all kind of toast. We like French toast. We like anything you can put in a toaster. I mean, that'd be all
I like cheese toast too. I haven't had cheese toast in a long
cheese
time,
toast.
but I love it.
Refried bread. Oh yeah, it's good stuff, ain't it? I mean, it's like the potato. You can do so many things with it. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is a huge shot in the foot when he says things like, "Yeah, evolution's just adapting to the environment."
Yeah, yeah.
That's all.
Oh, well done! Congratulations.
The cane toad of Australia. A study over a span of 70 years found that toads with longer legs tend to survive because they can run and leap farther than the others, thereby avoiding becoming some animal's lunch. And so the ones with the longer legs naturally started to survive more than the shorter legged toads.
Yeah, clearly
And
never
all
been
of the
to,
toads have
clearly-
within them
clearly never been to France.
He's speaking about a certain one, and that leaves out the other species of toads that don't have the long legs. But in this one environment, if it was advantageous to have longer legs, then they have longer legs because the short ones probably got it, like he said.
And if you take the promoter for the gene that basically one of the genes that determines the length of the legs, You modify if you mutate the promoter randomly, you're going to end up with different lengths of legs. That's evolution.
Wow.
What's up, Ape? How you doing?
We know
Good to
how
see
that
ya.
stuff works. We know how embryology works. Basically.
Oceanus says, so weird to see Australians with all the marsupials there denying evolution. Ridiculousness.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
there was a land bridge. I mean, that they can't find through really some of the deepest waters anywhere, but there was a land bridge. So-
What did they all hop off the ark and say, hey, we're going to Australia? Like this whole group, and it's like, we're not going anywhere else. We're just going to Australia.
I've explained this before to you, Mike. Yeah. So what happened is the kangaroo quickly evolved into a 400-foot animal, maybe 800-foot animal. All of the other marsupials jumped into its pouch, and then it jumped across the gap, and then evolved back down to its current size.
Does that make it a marsupial kind?
Yeah,
Yeah,
marsupial.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
All came from one pouch,
Everything that was
right?
in there, everything is a marsupial because they all had to get into the pouch to get to
They're all
Australia.
in one pouch. There you go. Hi, Tori. How you doing? Good to see you. And Geo Sam, good to see you. I came for the atheism, but stayed for the toast. Well, Geo Sam, just for you.
We love toast. We love toast. We love toast. We love toast. We love toast.
And you too, Tori. We do love our toast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to work on a line of toast, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
And shout out to the person that mentioned beans on toast. It just made me
Oh,
hungry.
beans on toast.
I so want to have some beans on toast right now.
Let me tell you
Oh, poor boy.
what. I've been watching the Beard Meets Food guy. Have you ever seen him?
No.
Nope.
You ought to know him. He's a Brit.
Okay. Yeah.
Leeds.
Yeah, of course. No.
He's-
So yeah.
He's
obviously,
in Leeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's up.
Oh,
I mean,
Leeds.
obviously you
I know
ran into
everybody
him.
in Leeds. Yeah.
Now he's one of the Eaton guys, and
Fair enough.
he travels around to all different places, all over England, some other European countries, and he's over in the States a lot. And this guy is a beast, let me tell you what. And some of these things, it looks so delicious, like they bring the big breakfast thing, it's got all that beautiful toast and all that,
Oh yeah. Yeah. No,
And-
English breakfast is.
Yeah. Of course,
That's-
he's got to eat it all in 20 minutes or whatever, and he's just shoving it in his face, But yeah, for a few minutes, it's like, boy, it would be enjoyable, but trying to eat all of it, there'd be no way. It takes all the pleasure out of it. But the guy, if you like that kind of stuff, he is a beast. He's like 150 pounds, and he can put away one of them giant platters in 20 minutes or something. He's a beast. So yeah, check him out. Beard Meets Food, just like, Beard Meets Food. And he's got a lot of videos. Good stuff. Drusilla wants to know about toast. Well, we love toast. I mean, who doesn't love toast? And of course, we have Answers in Atheism on toast.
Yes, we do.
Toasters, put a toaster on your desk. Yeah, the ad writes itself. Captive desk. Toasters, put a toaster on your desk. And we do have toast emoji.
Mm. I think you should do toaster toasters. Oh, toaster coasters. How about that? Toaster coasters.
Yeah. Well, Paula Gia does Toast to Toast or something, the play on Coast to Coast.
Nice.
I think it's on Friday nights.
Anyway, let's get back to this motherfucker.
Genetic structure to develop longer legs, but whenever the occasional toad would be born with the longer leg gene, he would have an advantage over
How did he get born with a different gene? Okay. All right.
his brother toads, and he would tend to survive and then pass on that dominant gene onto his tadpoles.
Yeah.
And so-
So you learned about dominant and recessive genes too, huh?
You learn those words exist. I don't know that I don't know that you get them right.
Maybe a little bit.
ends up that the whole cane toad population has evolved,
Cane toads, that's what he's talking about, cane toads. I know you mentioned what kind of toad it was. But again, this doesn't apply to all the toads. And why? Because you just explained it. In a certain area, the toads are a certain way because that's what works good for them. In another area, the toads are different because that's what works for them. That's evolution. They speciated. There was a toad, and then the toads over here changed a little bit, and the toads over here changed a little bit. And also, you can still have the original toad still in there, too. So now you have 3 species of toads.
Yeah. Sydney Raptor says leg length is not a gene, right? There's a complex little cassette of genes that are involved in determining the length of all those different bones and the shape of those bones.
Yeah, don't be licking no toads.
Yeah. The leg gene.
Commander dropping the toast emoji, I see, and a foot and a Spock. Mike's dropping we got Mike a membership. Mike's dropping toast emojis. Finally, we figured it out. Yeah, and if you don't know, folks, you got to go down there where it hits join, and up in the very tippity top there's a couple little dots. Click on those dots.
Yeah, look at the dots.
And it'll drop the thing down that says allow gift membership. So if you've never gotten a gift membership, you might not have that turned on. So click the join. You don't have to do anything. Just click the join. Look for the tiny little dots up there. Click on those, and that's where you do it. All right.
So the programmer that created those little dots for the very first time, I think it was like around between 90 and 99, should be taken out and summarily executed. They should just shoot him in the head. I mean, Jesus. Yeah, it's so easy to miss those little dots.
Yeah. But we know where it is now, so you got to find the little dots, and then you'll get hooked up.
Evolved. Longer legs. We don't have a problem with that. As a Christian, we know that microevolution happens all.
Your tie is freaking me out.
Not all the time.
Is his tie freaking anybody else out? It's messing with my eyes.
A little bit.
all the time.
I'm not even.
And that is really just within species. Some adaptation happens over time. But
within some species, some adaptation happens. Yeah.
Over time.
Yeah. Okay, good. The balance thing was pretty funny, but otherwise, everything's in balance because it's in balance.
The dog never gives birth to a cat.
Yeah.
But on the side here, on the Darwin side, the macroevolution, what Darwin claimed, it never happens. There are no examples of observed macroevolution. There just aren't any. So,
well, what do you want for macroevolution? The way I understand it, a new species is as macro as you can get, and we have seen a new species come into being in real time. Of course, they won't accept these things. Every time I think we've all pointed out at least one example so far of different things that here you go. And I've seen Austin drop some in the chat too. There's your example. And it's like, Lucy's a great example. We want an ape standing up, right? That's what the creationists wanted. Where's the transition between the apes going to standing up to humans? So here's Lucy. It's got some ape. Got some human, stood up, it's got the joints going on and everything and stuff. And then they just dismiss it. Well, what are you going to do? When it becomes Farnsworth and Futurama, right? Where he just keeps naming all the species. And then, we don't have this one. Aha! It's like, it becomes really silly. It does. It is good. It is good entertainment, though, for a little while, till pisses Mike off.
If you go to the fossils and you have a look, there's really this lack of transitional fossils. Now, this is how the evolutionists would picture it, of a man somehow evolving from the apes to become a man through various transitions. And evolution supposes that life transitions from simple organisms to complex forms over.
Well, see, now you jumped all over the place. We'll go right back to this little people picture here. Yeah, if you put Lucy there about number 2, standing off the knuckles, standing upright, there's your Lucy right there. So you're no longer on your knuckles, you're upright, and you have the feet, the knees, the hips, and where the spine goes in the head. What do they call that, Mike? The Magnus Pharyngus or something. You can tell, where the hole in the skull is. Whether you hang your head or if your head's balanced up on top. So it has all those things.
Something foramen. I don't know which one. I forgot.
Yeah. Austin, what is it called? The
Magnum
Magnus
foramen or foramen.
Magnum frame. Okay, I was close.
That's the skull, the hole, where the spine inserts into the skull or the spinal cord goes into the brain. And if it's towards the front, and you have to walk upright, or if it's towards the back of your skull, then you're going to be a knuckle walker, because that's a really strong indication of what you're doing.
Yeah, so you've got it right there in your picture. Now you're going, of course, from the entire existence of life on the planet, and you need a bigger chart for that.
Yeah, and this kind of walk of progress chart has most biologists or primatologists or whoever think that's a bullshit diagram anyway. It was popular in magazines, back in the 70s or whatever. But Time Life had a series of science books and featured this walk of progress. But it's much more complicated, and that's just not a valid depiction of the process anyway, given the extreme number of primates and hominid and hominin species that we know about from the distant past.
Yeah, I was pretty close on it's the foramen magnum. Yeah, I was pretty close. Not bad. I mean, Jim Bob would have tore me apart for getting it a little bit wrong, but I mean, I was pretty close.
I would have said Ferengi Magnum. Just
Ferengi Magnum. Okay.
Yeah.
Magnum Force. Could have done that. I'm a Clint Eastwood fan. So.
Millions of years, such that there's a half fish and a half reptile, a half ape, a half man.
No, it's not it's not a crocoduck. It's not a crocoduck. No. Half ape, half man. It's like a mermaid or something, right? You're flopping around until you grow legs or something.
That's exactly
Men are apes. Men are apes.
If all life forms have evolved from simpler forms, there should be millions, really billions, of transitional fossils to see, showing the process of one species evolving into another.
Why?
Yeah, why would that? How does that follow?
First of all, fossils are rare, so expecting to find a fossil of everything is a fool's errand because they're rare. That's number one rule of fossils, right?
And every time we do find a transitional species, they lose their shit trying to prove that it's not.
Yeah. And there is, I think Wiki keeps a list online. You can type in transitional species, and there's all kinds of course, in evolution, everything is transitional. But like with the horses and the whales and some of the ones that have really good evidence in the fossil record, you can see it's got lots of legs. It's got shorter legs. It's got more like flippers. The nostrils move. The blowhole moves. And all these things that you can see it go right through these species. And then, of course, they'll say, well, why is it evolution if they went back into the water? It's like, why isn't it evolution? They're doing pretty good in the water, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Also, it shows that he's not a gardener because he's probably never made compost.
Yeah. Rules of acquisition. Yeah. Rules of acquisition. Yeah, there it is. An anterior foramen indicates upright walking. A posterior one is more quadrupedal or knuckle walk. This makes, That's what I say. You can see these things move through the skulls and through the skeletons, and then they'll just find something about, well, there was a 60 Minutes episode where they were grinding on the fossil. So they changed it. And it's like, first of all, no, fossils get squished. A lot of times they get squished. And second, they've found 300 or 400 species of them. So picking on the one, which is what they like to do, the one Lucy specimen, leaves out hundreds of others. So, and different ages and everything else. Because Hovind likes to say the different body styles and bone structures are just because they're 900 years old. And it's like, no, that's not it either. It's a good story, but that's not it either.
But paleontologists that have unearthed billions of fossils have yet to find one missing link. They remain missing. There's none of these in the middle. They find the humans and they find the apes, but there's nothing in the middle.
When does an ape become a human?
What do you mean there's nothing in the middle? That's just dumbfounds me. I mean, I guess he's,
Well, even if you fix this picture, and you made them, well, we did get taller, and some of the features and stuff like that. I mean, there you have it. I mean, again, what more do you want? You have the knuckle walker, you have the upright walker, you have a change in height and body, structures and everything and stuff to be a better walker, a better runner. To a more modern human, along this line. Of course, it's a silly picture, but if you fix it up, you have it right there in front of you. That's what you have. And I don't know. I don't know what else you want. We've got all these skeletons. Bill Ludlow used to do the talks with all the skulls, and even little kids could line them up, right? You could tell, oh yeah, well, obviously these skulls went to this skull here. And almost all of them got it, if not exactly right, maybe one off or something. It's not that hard to figure out when it's all lined up in front of you. But of course, he's going to use a silly picture instead, and that's a problem in itself.
What do we find when we look at the fossil record? We find distinct kinds fully formed. In fact, someone has made the point.
Of course, that's another bad argument. Fully formed. Yes. I mean, what's not fully formed? I mean, do they want to find skeletons with no legs? It makes no sense. Of course you're fully formed. You're a functioning organism. You're fully formed as that functioning organism. It doesn't mean anything, right? It doesn't mean anything.
To become a fossil, you have to become fully formed first. Sorry.
Well, I love this next bit. This next bit is great.
Okay.
You look at this picture here. All right. He's saying that how is it even possible that the female evolved at the same pace as the males?
Oh yeah.
How is that?
Oh no! Are they doing that? He's doing that.
I think so.
Yeah,
It's incredible. I don't know.
Well, if there was this kind of evolution of the species, what's even more is they not only had to have, as pictured here, just all males. Of course, they had to have the female counterpart. So they would have had to have a female to accompany each of those different stages over time, developing exactly simultaneously the same genetic advancements along with the male. So
how can you have gray hair and have lived to be this stupid? I mean, this is, oh my God.
It's brilliant.
This always reminds me of the Richard Dawkins. It's the dumbest question I've ever was asked, or something like that is the title. And this guy said, how do we exist for millions of years if we couldn't go, pardon my language, whatever he said, to the bathroom? And Dawkins looked at him like, what do you mean? And he says, well, if we didn't have, like a bladder and the plumbing and everything,
right, we had to wait.
How did we go to the bathroom for millions of years? And it's like, oh, you slept through every science class, didn't you? And of course, the answer is, of course, there were males and females because evolution works over a population. How he thinks there's just two people has got to be some Bible thing, because no, there's plenty of boys and girls to get busy in the forest and make more of whatever. It's not an issue.
The thing is he's implying that the previous picture is what scientists think, that there were no females.
Oh yeah.
Right. So and obviously, you know, like, so he just basically doesn't understand, therefore, that females give birth, not males. He's saying, look, they have to have females. Well, yeah, of course they fucking have to have females.
Well, let me tell you about the birds and the bees,
honestly,
and the flowers and the trees.
just the mind-numbing stupidity of what this guy's just said is unbelievable. And I bet there are
It's got to be, yeah.
I bet there are people in the church going, I can't wait to get home and have a fuck now, because something females and evolution. I bet they're all sitting in church going, now, it's making
it has to be an Adam and Eve mentality, Ed. The one species, and you just have one of each, and then it evolved into one of each.
Unbelievable.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, mice. Birds aren't real. Yeah, they're cameras or some nonsense.
I got a picture there. What do you think this is? A cat kind or the dog kind?
Question. Does it have a butthole?
Cat kind or a dog kind? Anybody? Yeah.
Neither.
If it's a cat kind, it'll definitely have a butthole.
Yeah. And it'll show you its butt. It'll show you its butthole if it's a cat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So this is in Miracid. This is the common ancestor of cats and dogs.
Yeah.
And we have found the fossil.
It's not a cat or a dog, but
not a cat
they gave birth to cats and dogs.
It's a little kitty-like and it's a little doggy-like. So
over generations, I should say.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there are other artistic depictions of it that show it more. It looks a little more cat-like because they kind of came out of the trees.
That's I've seen it depicted in a tree. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bring this up when they say, dogs are always dogs or something, and cats are always cats. And it's like, no, dogs and cats have a common ancestor. And it's also with the raccoons and the bears and that whole line of carnivores, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the common ancestor that we have with the chimp did not look like a chimp.
Yeah.
Looked like something else.
See, we're learning all kind of stuff here. You can't get this information just anywhere, folks.
Nope.
We have this awesome top-tier panel brought together so that you can know these things, along with lots of great folks in the chat, like Austin helping us out, Tilting Windmill dropping the links, and we got Ed, we got the Skeptic, we got all these things going on to make sure that you are well informed. Here at Saturday Night at the Atheist, while we're just, kicking around and laughing.
Yeah, and remember, ladies, if you want some microevolution, just give me a call.
Can help you out.
It's even more ridiculous that there's no such thing in the record.
You need to go to a museum.
There would have to be the counterpart.
You need to get better records. Your taste in music is appalling.
Of the male and female of all those species, and the kind of missing link species, such to end up with humans as of today. If evolution were true, which it is.
Which it is.
Which it is.
Absolutely
He said is. Yeah, he did say he is.
Yeah.
It's absolutely clearly not, because you've never been to a museum. I mean, if you've been to a natural history museum, you can see these things for yourself. And if you're just going to deny it all, that's fine. But you can see these things for yourself. So, we got we the people of toast. I just can't resist.
We love toast. We love toast. We love toast. We love toast. We love toast.
We love toast. I was on a stream the other day and they were saying they love toast over there, and it just warmed my heart. It really did.
Yeah.
I got some English muffin bread up there. I'm going to go have some toast here before long.
There you go.
True.
You guys are making me
See,
hungry.
when we look at the fossil record, there's distinct kinds and they're fully formed. And this is exactly what the Bible says. It's the biblical model. You see,
No, it's
Fully
nonsense.
formed.
Fully formed.
Of course, it's fully formed.
And the male and the female are both fully formed at the same time. Oh
Yeah,
God, how
with-
did
with
that
their-
happen? No.
How'd the nubs get there, Mike?
How
What
did
about the
get
nubs?
there? Yeah, oh, but yeah.
I tell you, I know a fully formed female.
Oh yeah.
I know a few too.
I met some fully formed ones. So do
Genesis
you know?
1 verse 20
You guys were
Right.
talking about astrology. Do you, I'm a Capricorn, and do you know how I know that? I
No.
was at this party when I was about 20, and there was a girl walking around looking for a Capricorn, and I said, I'm a Capricorn, and she took me home, and I never forgot that I'm a Capricorn.
4. And God
like-
said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind. Cattle
Yeah.
and creeping thing and beast of the earth after his kind. And it was so.
Right.
Man brought forth after his kind. Cattle brought forth after his kind. Beasts brought forth after his kind. Creeping thing brought forth after his kind. There's no so-called
Keeping
transitional.
things.
Just say I've never paid for it, so I've never bought
also-
forth. I've never bought
and also-
forth after any kind.
Yeah, no, but also like fish. Like, how many fucking types of fish does he think there are? Like 10? Like,
Yeah.
holy shit.
Right. How many fish are there? Oh, let's just check that out.
Now look it
Yeah,
up real quick.
Fish isn't actually a real. We're actually fish,
Yeah.
so it's hard. Yeah,
Yeah.
fish is kind of a bad kind. Oh, but maybe it'll tell me how many fish are
Yeah,
there.
no,
Fish
but
species?
like, yeah, like they probably think, like, if you ask in the Bible, like, yeah, a dolphin and a shark are the same kind, and just like any other.
30,000 kinds of swimming vertebrates in the ocean. Our ancestors, 30,000 kinds, cousins of ours. We are
There you
fish.
go.
Dying.
Hey.
And what's a creeping thing, anyways?
Yeah, I don't know what a creeping thing is.
Oh, look at that screen that you've got.
Well, I got a
Like
neighbor.
there's a creep.
Is that
Yeah,
a creep?
I-
That's a
gonna say-
creeping thing.
Jeffrey Epstein is a creeping thing, surely.
Oh yeah, and Donald Trump too. Apparently was creeping
Apparently.
with him.
Bunch of
Creeping with
creeping
them.
things. Gosh.
Fossils. There are no transitional fossils, and this is very clear. And people that are honest about it could see that very plainly. That
Yeah.
there are no transitional fossils. They've never been found.
Never, ever, never.
Well,
go
again,
to the
never,
wiki.
The museums and the textbooks and the
No.
everybody
No, but
that
what-
compiles these things all disagree.
No,
I
but
just showed you
what they
one.
think is like it's something between two species, but like
Yeah.
the fact that there are different species that are so similar.
Yeah,
That's
between
the
two
fact that-
extant species.
You know what it
Yeah.
is? They just see what they want to see. That's why
Exactly.
I keep hearing this thing about being a devil worshiper and everything. I say, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't post anything but things about science, right? I like science. And for some reason, you're watching a video and all you see is what you really want to see is devil worshiping.
Ah,
Have they found a
do find a
transitional
southern burst
fossil
speaking of,
between the devil and God? There
Oh,
you
there
go.
we go.
Ah,
yeah,
there you
I
go.
guess
Who
it's
birthed
Jesus,
that,
but
right?
Never
Yeah.
found the fossil though, did we? I don't think he existed. Never found the fossil.
Imagine
I'd
birthing
say he's saying there's
birthing something with horns.
He's saying there's no transitional fossils. You think his grandfather's still alive?
Yeah.
No.
There's a fossil. We could go dig them up.
Yeah.
diverse life forms in the fossil record. They call it the Cambrian explosion. It looks more like a purposeful act of creation, not gradualism, as pictured before.
All right, we got the Cambrian explosion. All right,
Yeah.
so,
What about the Ediacaran explosion?
you only go back? What is it? 500 million years or something to the Cambrian, right? It's not that long ago. All right, most of Earth's history is pre-Cambrian.
Yeah, 540.
Lots and lots and
They,
lots.
they say explode. It was the Cambrian explosion. It wasn't an explosion. It was an expansion.
Yep. And then we have the Ediacaran, which came before that, which we have unearthed in the last, 40 years and found all kinds of interesting little things.
Mice says there's just too many devil worshippers. That's the reason he left Toledo. And it's like,
I don't know any devil.
I don't know where you're getting that from either, but, maybe have another try, Mice.
The fossil record is actually an evidence of the biblical account of creation and of the flood.
Sydney.
The idea of millions of years came from the 18th, 19th century geologists. They assumed a slow and gradual sedimentary layer formation. But what do we see in the fossil record? Here's a picture that someone has drawn of.
There's a picture someone has drawn.
Yeah, there you go. That's what they say.
Who drew it? I want to know.
A finding, and they call it polystrate fossils.
Oh, we need to make it a little bigger so we can see.
All these straight fossils. Yeah.
Oh, okay. The trees and the thing. Yeah. Okay. Well, first of all, that only happens in certain places, and we know that it happens in those certain places because they're either volcanic or they're bog environments. And the rest of them, turns out, they're not trees. They're different moss, fungus, plants, debris, other types of rocks. They're not even trees. They're well known, and this is right from Hawaiian Shirt Guy, because this is one of his favorites. You can't have a tree standing upright that long. And it's like, sure you can. Why can't it? Especially if it was fossilizing right there under a bunch of bunch of ash or something. There's no problem there.
Yeah, we have oak trees here that stand for like 30 years after they die, and if there had been a flood or a landslide or a volcano, we would have had a polystrate fossil. But all of this is to distract from the fact that we haven't found any fossil evidence or current evidence of God.
Yeah. Also, just to point out, 1891 that picture was drawn. I can see he's
really?
using the most up-to-date scientific evidence.
1800.
1891.
Drusilla says, and hello, Drusilla, what a boring tie. That tie is messing with my eyes, let me tell you what. It's kind of a tripping tie there.
I don't think it's the tie that's making him boring. I think it's his personality.
It's trees that are fossilized through multiple layers. So you see here the multiple layers, and you see there's a fossil of a tree standing upright.
Yeah, and first of all, how does that happen in this catastrophic flood? That doesn't explain it either. You think they would all be laying down, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Good point.
This challenges the evolution view because trees will rot once they're buried. Certainly over millions of years, there's no way that this could be true, that evolution could explain this.
Well, like I said, most of them are not trees, and it's explained by that most of them are not trees. There was some kind of crack in the ground or a hole in the ground, maybe from water or whatever, and something else infiltrated into it. Most of these are not trees, and of course, this has been pointed out to them many times, and I've heard it too many times, and I know that most of these are not trees. The ones that are trees have explanations. Like I said, they were in a bog, and like Mike said, 30 years a tree's standing, even after it dies, it's already got a bunch of bog material around it, holding it up, and you've got 30 more years of bog material to build up around it. It starts climbing right up the tree, and now you've got plenty to hold up the rest of the tree if needed.
But a global flood explains it.
No, it doesn't.
That would...
Like I just said, it doesn't.
No way.
Not at all.
Goodness.
Be rather a rapid burial and fossilization. So layers and layers of sediment rapidly forming while the tree was still standing upright.
No, because I'm going to cite the Bible that says, I will blot out everything on the earth. That doesn't imply to me that God left all the trees standing. It blotted out everything. I mean, you'd think the trees would be one of the first things to go, right? They're the ones sticking up all out of the ground everywhere. Boof, goodbye to the trees, right? So no, it doesn't match that. God wanted a clean slate. Other than the magic zoo boat, everything supposedly was scraped clean. That's why there's no evidence of the Garden of Eden or any of those kind of places. That's always their excuse. The planet was basically wiped clean. So no, nothing matches. Those trees were just fine. They just got covered with some dirt to the biblical account. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, there's some places in, India, for instance, where there's like 30 meters of ash from a volcano, right, that blew up hundreds of miles away, and the ash just fell 30 meters of it, right? So everything in that 30 meters just got buried, right, from falling ash in the atmosphere.
And that would cover most species of trees that reach about that height at their maximum.
What we see in the layers of the Earth's crust is better explained by global flood catastrophe, not some millions of billions of years of slow, steady deposits. It actually makes more sense to believe in the biblical account of creation and of the worldwide flood. It actually correlates. And studies have found there was
to be fair,
an eruption.
It makes more sense to actually study science before you talk about it.
And guess what's going to come up next?
Oh, there we go.
If you come on, I want to see it in the chat. Who knows what this? Don't give it away. Panel, don't give it away. Who in the chat can guess what's coming up next? Hey AJ, how you doing? AJ was on with Godless Granny earlier. I saw some of it, and then I came over here. But I hope you had a nice talk. I'm sure you did. Granny's great, and so's AJ. So, and Austin's again. There's layers of sediment that get deposited yearly at the bottom of bodies of water. And by studying these layers, you see hundreds of layers of seasonal deposition, accretion, solidification, and something else.
I remember speaking to Neffy once about the White Cliffs of Dover. And he was convinced that they were impossible.
Looks like Sydney hit it. I'm going to go with Sydney, you got it. Mount St. Helens, the creationist favorite. Oh, there was this volcano. You mean that could, drop, what'd you just say, 30 meters of ash? You think maybe...
that was the
not
one.
Here. Not here. But
Sumatra.
What could possibly hold a tree up, right?
Mount St. Helens wasn't a normal volcanic explosion anyway, because most of it was like a, what do they call it, a mudslide?
Pyroclastic flow.
Thank you very much. That is the correct one.
And it kind of blasted the side of the volcano out. It didn't go straight up, but sure. Volcano goes off, the side blows out. You got a pyroclastic flow. Some of the people that said, I'm not leaving, they never found them because they were just incinerated by the pyroclastic flow, and you can't outrun it. You can't outdrive it. If it's coming at you, bend over and kiss your rear end goodbye, because that's it. And it did drop a bunch of ash everywhere. It blew out a big chunk of forest. And they like to say it carved out its own Grand Canyon, which it did not. It blew a bunch of dirt out of the way. But I'm sure he's going to mention it because that's going to be Mount St. Helens. I know it is.
Of a place called Mount St. Helens.
Bingo.
Ding, 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 ding.
Sydney wins a prize.
And multiple layers of sediment were really quickly built up. It just took really just some minutes of time.
Yeah.
Rather than thousands, billions of years.
Yeah, in that
layers
location.
of sediment, or just one big layer of sediment? Wasn't it just one layer?
Yeah.
Okay, note that what he was just talking about are polystrate fossils, and he was saying, "Oh, that's impossible because it took millions of years for that sediment to build up over the tree," and now he's saying that it happened in minutes. So he's contradicting himself within 5 minutes. I
Yep.
mean, what the hell?
But like that, at least he's similar to his book, also contradicting itself.
Christopher says the prophecy's been fulfilled. Atheist 1. Jesus, folks, 0.
Jesus bumper 0.
And the misrepresentation of radiometric dating. Well, of course, if you're going to mention Mount St. Helens, you have to mention Steve Austin, who is famous with the creationists for getting rocks from Mount St. Helens with all kind of crazy ages and seeing, see, the dating methods don't work. But of course, he didn't take the samples correctly. He submitted them incorrectly. And of course, you get all kind of wild numbers that don't make any sense.
Yeah, didn't they lie about what age they thought it was? So they used the wrong kind
methods.
of dating?
Yes, indeed. Austin is dishonest, very dishonest. And if you go to almost any creationist that cites these incorrect dating things, it almost always goes back to either Steve Austin or he works with a couple other people in that little group. And they intentionally, it's bad sampling, bad testing, bad information. They don't give the proper information of where it came from and all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, they get ridiculous numbers from their test results. And then they say, aha, see, science is wrong. And it's like, no, when they sample everybody else's stuff, it's just fine. It's only yours, Austin. What's the common denominator? Steve Austin. And it's a crying shame he's got that name, too, because I'm a Bionic Man fan, right? And, that was Steve Austin to me, right? So,
I know.
yeah, see, Mice knows. Yeah, see, the $6 million fraud. Oh man, we watched that show religiously. Hello, Dane. How you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bionic Man and the Incredible Hulk. I think they were on like Friday nights or something. And a buddy of mine, we sat down with our popping chips, and lots of times he stayed overnight just so we could watch our shows. Yeah, good times.
I was such a big fan of it. I used to cover one eye to watch it.
Yeah, but you can see a lot better out of that one, right?
Oh man, I could see everything. Oh, Farrah Fawcett Majors. Oh, hello.
I still have my Steve Austin action figure. It's in a little rough shape. It's not mint or anything, but I still have it. So
There was also the professional wrestler, Cold Stone Steve Austin.
Yeah,
Yep.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Although that wasn't his real name.
I'm proud of you for admitting it, Dave.
are you?
Yeah, I am.
I got my GI Joes. I have
proud of you.
a boys.
With a gripping hand, Dave.
No, my brother had one though.
Oh, wow.
I do have one in pieces that I think it might be my brother's. I have 3 Joes intact. A little bit of hair missing, maybe. My brother's came apart. I think that was the Kung Fu grip. And know what I miss though is the 6-wheel off-road vehicle that Joe drove around in. I don't know what happened to that. Man, I wish I had that. That's worth some. And
all I have is a bucket of decapitated Barbies.
Wow. I actually put a load of like fireworks or bangers, as we call them, inside the GI Joe, and then and then
that'll do it.
And then played a game of shoot the GI Joe.
Well, luckily my mom was good about throwing a bunch of stuff in a box, right? So for me, she threw all my GI Joe stuff and related, action figures, because boys don't play with dolls. We play with action figures. So, and then my brother had a box with a bunch of Star Wars stuff in it because he was a little younger than me, so he was more of the Star Wars age. So he had all the ships and all the little figures. So there was a box of Star Wars stuff. And because my brother passed away, I got the box of Star Wars stuff too. So I've got that somewhere.
My sons are 44, and I have a garage full of their toys that they don't even know about, from going all the way back to when they were born. I should bring those out someday and show them to them.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that was the thing, though, of why I only have certain things or whatever. It's whatever my mom threw in a box, right? So the things that didn't make it into the box are the things I didn't. Well, I still don't have. Well, however you want to say that. I remember though, I had a metal pedal car, and I saw those were going for like $1,500 or something. I was like, I wish I would still have that. I think. But see, a lot of our toys went to my cousins because they were younger, right? So as, you know, we would move through things, then it would go over to them, you know. So a lot of the, you know, pedal car and the big wheels or whatever, you know what I mean? All that stuff moved over to them as we moved on to bicycles and everything like that. So, yeah.
Actually, no reason at all to doubt the biblical record of creation and of Noah's worldwide flood.
Also, that worldwide plot, like God wants to restart, so he kills everybody. Oh no, so sorry.
Yeah,
almost everybody, and he restarts with the same flawed product.
Yeah, that's what doesn't make sense of the story.
How fucking stupid are you?
Yeah, they should have made the story that way, right? It should have been that there was all these awful beasts and people or whatever, and that somehow, you know, Noah and those animals were like the good ones or something. You know what I mean? But yeah, starting over with the exact same thing is just, it's another one of those ridiculous things in the Bible. It's like, why would, you know, God was so mad or disappointed or whatever. I'm going to blot out creation, right? Wipe the planet clean, but I'm going to start over with the same plants, same animals, and inevitably the same issues, because it doesn't matter how righteous Noah and his family were, the descendants went right back to sinning, right?
Right, same humans, same humans.
Same. And somebody's in your chat named AD 33 to AD 2033.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
how you doing?
Right.
Hello.
They say Generation 6 was about DNA perversion. Oh, Genesis 6. Genesis 6 messed up the DNA. Okay.
Of course it was. Of course it was. That's why
I heard
it clearly states at the top. Oh, by the way, DNA is a real thing. I've seen that, actually, that little passage that it says DNA perversion. That's a direct quote from one of the Bibles.
So I wonder how you spell DNA in Hebrew.
Well, that's what as far as I know, the corruption of the humans was done by the angels, wasn't it? I mean, the angels couldn't control themselves, so they had to come down here. Because I guess
fuck all the women.
Yeah, I guess you know, heaven doesn't have any good, you know, carnal pleasure.
Any pleasures at all, by the sound of
doesn't
it.
have any good
So
pussy.
you gotta come down here, right?
Yeah.
So then why would you want to go to heaven when you die? Like, if they don't have,
because the
pussy
angels
there,
are coming down
what
here,
the
right?
Fuck you doing?
Well,
what the fuck you doing there?
Like they say, what happens on Earth stays on Earth.
No good-looking women up there.
There it is. It's like that back room, right? God can't see what's going on in the back room back there. So, yeah. Rembrandt, hello. The authors of Genesis knew nothing about DNA or anything else. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I wonder how you spell deoxyribonucleic acid in Hebrew.
Well, you can probably look that up.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Rabid Atheist. Thank you, Ed. See you later. Have a good one.
Ed's going to go do his show. You have a good show,
Okay.
Ed. We'll talk to you later. And make sure you go check out the Rabid Atheist. Not right now. But I guess you can. You can pop open another window. It's not an issue, right? Just leave this one going. And yeah, make sure you check out the Rabid Atheist, though. If you don't know, Ed's a former preacher, pastor, or whatever you want to call it. So he's got an interesting perspective on being a very much believer to a very much not believer.
I'm going to miss a few minutes of this riveting discussion in a little while, so just to let you know. I'll bail and be back probably.
Okay.
So let's think about evolution. If we could just sort of have a look and see why
please,
we would
just for
understand
fucking once. Think about evolution.
Yes, think about how the man and the woman popped up at the same time.
Please.
Just think about it.
Ape's bouncing it around, sharing the love. Appreciate it, Ape.
Now you've got me thinking about those human-shaped targets, that you see sometimes that pop up and you're supposed to shoot them.
Yeah.
There's Adam popping up. There's Eve popping up. Oh, they're going to have babies. Oh, they're going to go extinct. The woman didn't pop up.
Oh my God, that would be a great shooting range if you had like creationists and real scientists, and they popped up, and you had to decide whether to shoot them or not.
Don't shoot them.
Yeah.
Like Men in Black.
I'd love that. I love that shooting range. That'd be great.
evolution is a false idea. Consider the complexity of life. Let's imagine that you're going hiking. You're walking through the woods. It's a very secluded area. And as you're walking down this pathway, you see these 3 sticks on the ground. And they're formed like an arrow. And you see this as something unusual as you get up close to it. These 3 sticks. What goes through your mind? How did those sticks get there? How did they appear like that? It would appear that some intelligent being arranged the sticks in exactly that pattern with some specific purpose in mind.
Yeah, not much is going through his mind. Not much is going
doesn't
through his
follow
mind.
either. That just doesn't follow.
It will follow in a minute. He's going to add more, though. So then it starts to follow.
But in the meantime, I think they could have just fallen from a fucking tree.
That's what I was thinking originally. I said, well,
wait a minute.
You
see 3 sticks on the ground, and they're pointy, and then you see another 3 sticks, and he thinks all the sticks came from a mind, basically, from a design. Yeah, he does.
And of course, we know who put the sticks in the forest.
Because he thinks God made the trees, right?
So, no, it was Bigfoot.
That was me.
If a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, Bigfoot did it.
Yeah. I was going to say, if sticks fall in the forest, which way do they point?
Which way?
Well, I don't know. It's a mystery, isn't it? Oh. So they got to point in some direction.
Every which.
The intention of an intelligent being is to send a message which has meaning and possibly value to an observer.
Yeah, and skeptics got it right there. Jesus made Bigfoot place those sticks. See? It's easily explained.
Yeah, I mean, why an arrow? Why couldn't you have just written, go that way, you dumb fuck?
In Hebrew.
Going the wrong way. Turn around. In sticks, of course.
That's like the guy picks up his phone. He goes, hello. And they said, honey, what are you doing? He said, I'm driving home on the highway. And she says, be careful. There's some idiot going the wrong way on the highway. And he says, some idiot. Everybody's going the wrong way.
So imagine you see this and you think, well, looks like someone's done that. Then imagine walking along further with your friend down the road in the pathway through the woods, and a little later you come across a similar arrangement with now 4 sticks. 4 sticks.
4 sticks.
And a little further.
And they're pointing you back the other way you've just come from. And you think, what kind of fucking idiot is leaving these messages?
And Bigfoot's watching and laughing as you go around in circles.
Arrangement of 5 sticks. And later you find, and it goes on, maybe 100 sticks.
100?
This kind of arrow.
Oh, now you got me. I mean, 100 sticks. That's got to be something now.
That must have taken some time.
I've never seen 100 sticks before.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some pretty big forests, but I've never seen 100 sticks.
Hey, Austin, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Austin. Oh,
Hey,
fantastic.
good-
Thank
Good
goodness
job
you're
on the
here,
grades
Austin.
there. Yeah.
Thank
Thanks.
goodness you're here.
Stone Cold Austin Sims.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Yeah, I wanted to join. I guess technically my semester is over, so I have some time off. So why not immediately take some of that time off and put it into talking with you guys? So here I am.
Just
And
bang your head.
the conversation's already moved on a bit, but I want to bring up a point related to what y'all were talking about a little earlier. Talking about how, you know, he needs to put some thinking into his own model, and how, you know, the probability of Adam and Eve evolving at the same time, you know, male and female. My point would be actually that he's kind of onto something there, but if he applied it to his own model, he would see what you really need to ask is how an entire freaking population evolves at the same time, because that's what you would need for this group of living things that are only interfertile with each other to not get mutated by inbreeding. Like, how in the heck has the human race been restarted from a bottleneck of 2 people in one instance and like 7 people in another instance over 6,000 years? Like, that's the real issue there.
Hey,
You know, it's so sad that there's not a field of science that describes evolution of populations.
Right.
Isn't that so sad?
Right, yeah. I was gonna
Simos,
say,
you never saw Keith Moon?
I never saw Keith Moon. No.
I was going to say, we in the evolutionary community would know that the actual answer is that entire populations is what evolves, not individuals. So you wouldn't need to worry about male and female. But male and female did evolve at some point. I think there's some pretty good theories about that in the field of reproductive biology.
That's the theory of Nub.
Yes, yes.
But
The
can I just point out?
primitive male sexual organ, and then you start with non-amniotic organisms, amphibians, that need water as a part of their reproductive cycle because they need a 100% humidity environment, which means an environment completely filled with water, in order for their ova to be fertilized. And if gradually you would evolve adaptations that let you do this reproduction and fertilization closer and closer to yourself until eventually it's occurring inside the organism itself. And that's when we get amniotes and placental organisms that reproduce internally and give live birth, like humans and other mammals.
All you need is a nub.
Yeah.
If I can just point something out, I think all of you guys are missing a trick here, because I've never seen a non-male coming from a male.
I don't think that's correct. I think they come indirectly through females and males coming together. I
don't know what you're talking about. My fingers are in my ears. La da da da. Can't talk about sex. La da da da.
So it's actually really one of the things you discover when you start to crack into biology is that actually sex is really weird and really diverse.
Yeah,
and
it is.
the way humans do
Well,
it
you only
is
have to
just
look at my.
part
You
of
only
a
have to look on
really
my computer to
tiny
see that.
little spectrum of how people or organisms rather reproduce or replicate themselves. And obviously, that's one of the things that every living thing does. Every protozoa, every amoeba, and humans.
We're just mammals. Hey, Scott. Yeah. Scott's gonna drop off. Thanks for joining us, Scott. You have a good evening.
You, Scott.
It's always a pleasure. We'll see y'all later.
Take care.
And Skeptic says the theory of boobies getting bigger in Minecraft because men like boobies in Minecraft and select mates with bigger boobies in Minecraft is great.
Yeah, that's macro evolution, isn't it? Macro.
That is so much.
Yeah, no,
we will see Scott soon, I'm sure.
selection. That's definitely true. That joke has some element of truth to it, in that sexual selection is massive. That was one of the things Darwin himself
Thank you very much,
contributed
Austin.
to evolutionary science. I think
Because he liked big butts and he could not lie. Oh, the most
we were talking earlier about how some people in the chat said you could strike Darwin's name from biology books and it wouldn't change anything. And I actually don't agree with that. I think Darwin did give us some important things, and sexual selection was one of them.
Oh, it's more the matter of, it's been a long time since. So
Right.
yeah, you can say, oh yeah, Darwin, and then now you've got volumes written since Darwin even brought it up.
Yeah.
Tons of mice says,
And
my
he did
third
have-
wife's nubs were massive.
And Darwin did have 10 kids, so clearly sexual selection was quite massive.
Oh man.
Let's see what happens this time, honey.
You know what's wild? It's wild that he
Hey,
had 10
A
kids.
new pickup line. There you go.
It's wild that he had 10 kids, because famously he kept meticulous notes. He was very scientific as a person, unsurprisingly, since he cracked one of the biggest theories in science. But he kept meticulous science notes, and one of his books was of his lab experiments, and the only non-scientific note in it was a pros and cons table on whether or not to get married. And I just find that to be a really interesting little fact of history, scientific history there, that Darwin contemplated that in one of his scientific notebooks. Obviously, he thought it was one of the most important decisions of his life for him to break his little personal code of only putting scientific things in his scientific notebooks. And I can see why it's a big decision,
Yeah, but
whether or not to get married.
Sure.
it's actually a
Well,
deception, Austin. We're covering the deception, not the decision.
Oh.
yeah, but funnily enough, though,
Try that.
was one of the cons. It's my second cousin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that did actually make it onto the list. He talked a
Oh,
little
really?
bit.
I thought.
He talked about how
Right.
there would be some stigma because they were related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to
Oh,
mention,
okay.
not to mention the webbed fingers and all. But
Yeah. I was going to say. I mean,
yeah.
there's someone that came up with the theory of evolution.
Designation. And every time you come to see these new sets of sticks, your friend denies that
More
no
sticks.
intelligent being could possibly have left this trail. I mean, neither of you have
So
seen
it
it.
is a trail. You're presupposing it is a trail.
We're
And if
getting
there's
all the
100,
wrong
if there's
information.
100
here, too.
sticks, how do we know which direction to go? I mean, they must be pointing in all sorts of directions at that point.
I know. It's like pickup sticks. Remember that
Yeah.
game?
But I I tried to make this point. He thinks that all sticks that fall in the forest are from an intelligent creator, right? Because he
Yep.
thinks God created the trees.
Of
So
course.
all sticks, basically, no matter which way they're pointing or how pointed they are all from an intelligent designer.
That's a
Yeah.
fair point, Mike. And two, maybe my point, maybe I'm over critically thinking this here, but I think his whole diagram is crap, because all he's got is a picture of the sticks we're questioning, and we're missing vital details. What does it
Yep.
look like immediately around the stick? Are there
Right.
hundreds of other sticks laying
Other
on the
sticks.
ground
Yeah.
in random
Oh, but
configurations? Yeah,
there-
probably there are, and that's a perfectly natural phenomena. Are the sticks at the top that are making it? Has someone bent them and twisted them into that shape? Well, that is more of a clue that this is intelligently created
Well,
arrow
Yeah.
of sticks.
He'll get there. Don't you worry. Hello, Ember.
Well, I'm
Good-
waiting
good
for
to
him.
see you.
I'm waiting.
Yeah, and if you-
I'm waiting for him to say that the 3 sticks that are in an arrow shape are pointing to a watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he
Oh,
wants you
yeah,
to-
right.
He wants you to look at the sticks.
And if you did find a bunch of
It's all right. That's his phone going again.
An intelligent being anywhere around. But what do you do? Do you laugh at the foolishness of your friend? Or do you cry for him because he's so lost from his senses for some reason? 3 sticks.
No, you smoke another blunt with him. Clearly,
Say, dude, you were wrong about the sticks.
dude, let's
Not a
sit
big deal.
down. Chill out. We're in the fucking forest, man.
Throw them all in a pile, put a
Mushrooms.
match in there. You got a nice little campfire. There you go. You're all set.
What about 3 billion sticks?
There
all
it
lined
is.
up and organised. That's DNA. It's 3 billion sticks.
3 billion
Clearly
sticks.
Evidence of the sign. There must be a God.
If it was 3 billion sticks, I'd be worried about the wolves that are building houses.
It'll huff and it'll puff and it'll blow that motherfucker down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's where he's leading, is that if a bunch of sticks are in the forest and somebody, let's just give it that somebody put the sticks there, so you had your Hansel and Gretel story to find your way out of the forest, that goes to then DNA is a bunch of sticks and it proves God.
Yeah,
That's where he went that quick in one sentence. Sticks, a lot of sticks. DNA is a lot of sticks.
A lot of sticks.
Therefore,
all pointing
God.
in one direction. All pointing in one direction. Famously, 3 billion. How many? I don't know. What am I talking about now? How many rods are there? What the bits that connect the two?
The base pairs, isn't that what it would be called?
It's around 3 billion.
It is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. He's done his research then. Fair enough.
Hey, got a number right.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. So there you go. Sticks.
Lots of sticks.
Interesting that he calls them
See,
sticks, but
DNA is much more complicated than 3 sticks on the ground.
well,
And
Yeah.
Here's another ordered pattern.
it's more
that I
complicated
love.
than 3 billion sticks. So
Yeah.
let's not
there
go
you go.
there.
There you go, Brainless. Yep. See, you got your circles.
Perfect circles.
Yep. Quit putting the
Yeah,
circles on there. They're not circles.
Yeah.
That one
And,
fractures my brain a little bit.
On that
Which
note,
one?
I'm off the bet because it's getting really late, and yeah.
Okay, Brainless. You have a good evening.
Yeah, you guys have fun making fun of this dumbass.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brainless.
For a little bit longer.
So
Yeah.
Austin, which one, the sticks or the circles?
The sticks. I'm still.
Yeah, I thought it was going
But
to
it's
be.
not
Let's talk
sticks.
about the sticks a bit more.
So I understand that from our perspective, it's harder to understand nucleotide monomer that's governed by physiochemical forces of hydrophilic and hydrophobic side chains and the quantum structure of proteins as they're folding and assembling. Like, I get that stuff, okay? But like saying that that God is necessary for that is a little confusing. I don't see how God is necessary for chemistry to work the way that it does and for physics to work the way that it does. I think that's just kind of a property of how the universe is, because there wouldn't be a universe if it didn't work that way. That's something kind of called the anthropic principle. But
There you go.
it's like, what is the impact of accepting that an arrow made by sticks is an intelligent? Is this like the whole model here is talking about sticks, or is it just a weird way to subversively push theocracy? And I know the answer is that it's just a weird way to subversively push theocracy, but I can't help but steelman them and try to actually question their stuff. And this is one issue that comes up a lot with me. If I'm going to treat his method the way he treats the evolutionary method, if he can't tell me what kind of species of tree that stick came from, well, what the fuck? He doesn't know anything. There's no reason to listen to him at all. Because that's the same way he treats evolution. Oh, you don't know where a porcupine you don't know what its common ancestor with a cat is? Pfft. This evolutionary
it's
model.
a porcupine kind. It's a porcupine kind.
It's like the asymmetry of it really frustrates me, because it's really bad critical thinking and it should be really obvious. But for some reason, it's not obvious to a lot of people. And I partly blame the educational system for that. But there
we go. Okay, so a couple of things there, right? Firstly, the stick analogy, right? It all comes from 3 sticks. Right, that happen to, which could randomly form the pattern of an arrow,
That was
anyway.
another
So
part of it. Yeah.
that's completely fine. But no, he's deliberately presupposing that it's there's some purpose to the sticks, that it's pointing at something, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, I don't mean to denigrate you here and your education here, but do you understand how 3 million sticks work? I'm not sure you do.
3
But
million
no, on the
sticks?
other side, right? This
The
is the same
question lacks
argument.
definition.
Yeah, there you go. On the other side, right? This is the same thing as when theists say, even if the stars, right, rearrange themselves to write Yahweh is the one true God, right? In whatever language, in every language across the sky, right? So everybody could see it. Because you're an atheist, you still wouldn't believe it, right? So this is the kind of I don't know. This is the kind of logic which they're trying to other atheists from the congregation that he's talking to.
Yeah.
Right, and it's nothing to do with the logic of the argument being sound, or trying to make the watchmaker argument the best way possible, for instance, right? Which you could make, right? Let's face it. We don't understand everything about the universe. There are gaps.
Yeah.
So why not put God in there, right? It's as good as anything else to put in there if you already believe God exists or could exist, right? And you can make that argument. It's not a good argument, obviously, but nonetheless, you can make that argument in a way which isn't a complete joke, like talking about 3 billion sticks being equivalent to DNA.
Yeah, you can, but not a lot of people do. And creationists get mad at me for pointing that out. And it's really more of their problem than mine.
Well, that's right. Creationists are the problem there, right?
Well, yeah.
And you're right. It's lack of education, as far as I'm concerned, right? I said this to Sal and Rebecca in a room once, right? Someone said, "How come these creationists, have this idea that the Earth is only 6,000 years old?" And I said, "Well, it's poor education, clearly, because there's so many lines of evidence that it's ridiculous that anybody could seriously take that to be true that has any kind of decent education."
Right.
And Sal went, "Well, I have I have a master's and a degree." And
yeah,
I went,
engineering.
I feel so fucking sorry for you right now. And then Rebecca said, "Well, I also have a degree." And I went, "Oh my God, I'm surrounded by idiots."
Yeah. It is kind of disappointing.
Oh, come on, Simos. She threw everything you needed for a pizza in a bowl and waited for it to evolve.
Right.
She was doing a science experiment. What more do you want?
Yeah, well, I tell you, really, I'm just jealous because I don't have a top dong. So
you don't have a top dong, I know. And Sydney's got another one for you. Is that a stick it in your pocket?
Oh, fantastic, Sydney. Oh, that is a brilliant chat up line. Thank you. Yeah, I would say it's not a stick in my pocket. No, but it is a microevolution.
Microevolution.
It's rocks. And we see the design of the rocks, don't we? Those swirling rocks around us, the solar system.
We see the design of the rocks.
Yeah, to say this.
Well,
to say
Peter
swirling,
Atkins again.
To say swirling is somewhat of a misnomer, right? It's a very poor description of what the actual planets do.
Yeah, when fine tuning comes up, Peter Atkins says it seems that the universe is fine tuned for rocks. There's a lot of rocks.
There is a lot. Yeah.
Let alone everything beyond.
I remembered what I was going to say a little while ago. I don't remember the relevance of it, but it was that I was going to say that creationists strawman us. They say that evolutionists hate creation science, and that's why creationism isn't taught in schools and it's like, yeah, we do kind of hate it. We hate it because it lies about evolution and because it's a pseudoscience. At least in its current form, it's not scientific. It presumes its conclusion and works backwards from a non-scientific methodology. In reality, I think they're projecting. I think actually it's the creationists that hate evolution, and they hate it because it took away one of their favorite gaps to shove God into.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of their favorite gaps specifically because the stories are so wrathful, because they talk about, when God gets angry and he decides to start unaliving entire planets because he's had it with us being naughty little children. And it's a good way to scare people into line and to get them into behaving and to not asking questions against, your specific agenda and beliefs, lest you be declared one of the naughty ones who gets deserved to get left behind.
There's a way.
When the boat launches off.
There's a way out of it. You know what that is, don't you?
What, do I have to accept Jesus?
Just sit right back and you'll hear the tale of a righteous float that started out in ancient times upon a magic zoo boat. The rain began to pour like mad, God's judgment didn't stall. If not for Noah's floating crate, there'd be no life at all. No life at all. No life at all. If Noah and his ancient beer, his wife just rolled her eyes. They boarded raptors, stegosaurs too, all trained to sit and stay. 2 T-Rexes in bunk bed stalls, what could go wrong, we say? 3 sons with wives who taught the dinos how to harmonize. Who taught the dinos how to harmonize? There's gators, frogs, and woolly mammoths, zebras sharing beds, triceratops and kangaroos stacked 10 high on their heads. The ark was built with cubic math and doors that sealed with prayer. You ask about sanitation, don't go there. Just don't go there. Just don't go there. So come aboard this sacred ship where science hits a wall. With creatures from all continents, pre-flood we had them all. The timeline's tight, the logic light, the rain began to float. And now you're on a bumpy ride aboard the magic zoo boat. The magic zoo boat. The magic zoo boat. The magic zoo boat. Unicorns dashed to catch the ark, but tripped on fairy tales. They stopped to charm the woodland elves and slipped through magic veils. Their horns aglow, they missed the boat, no place for their parade. Now stuck in myths and bedtime dreams where fantasy should stay. Where fantasy should stay. But what about old Sasquatch? Did Bigfoot make the trip? Was he too hairy, tall, or shy to board that wooden ship? He maybe hid behind the trees or snuck in with the apes, or rode the flood out on a log. Or rode the flood out on a log. Don't fall for tales of magic boats or creatures 2 by 2. Get smart, ask questions, that's the best thing you can do. Education shines the light that clears the myths away. So keep your mind wide open and learn what's true today.
Learn what's true today. Learn what's true today.
Hey, with Skipper Noah at the wheel and wife supreme with nerves of steel. 3 sons with 0 sail and flair. Their wives who brought salon gray hair. 2 rhinos juggling on the deck and Bigfoot hiding near the wreck. Here on the magic zoo boat. Here on the magic zoo boat. Here on the magic zoo boat.
And that's all you need to do to get out of the. I need to pull the thing back up here. To get out of the awful mess of God's wrath.
Evolution's theory rests
all right.
on fragile.
Yeah.
Dang it, hit the wrong
the
button.
cows go moo.
Right behind the tree or sneaking with the apes, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna skip over to the end here because he's got some good stuff at the end here.
Hey, hello,
It
Robin.
would have been a
Hi,
nice touch
Robin.
on your AI video, Dave, if you had put the floating bodies of some unalived sinners.
You know, I tried
some other stuff, some clumps
tried-
of life and stuff.
I tried adding some stuff, but with the motion of the boat and everything, it got really hard to position stuff. So Ken Ham was it.
That chef kiss.
And
I
of
think
course, Austin was at the ARC protest. I met Austin there. So was Robin. So was Ember. Seth was in here earlier. Seth was there. A lot of great folks were at the ARC protest where we, in person, protested the Magic Zoo boat.
It was a lot
one
of
of the,
fun.
one of the things I was going to say to you there, Austin, was they're just really mad, right? That the biblical version of cosmology, right, is so far wrong, right? It's not just evolution that they're mad at. They're mad at Copernicus. They're mad at Galileo. They're mad at all of the scientific progress that's been made in the last 2,000 years, because it just shows that their book has very, if nothing, correct.
That's
Every
about
time
it.
it pronounces on something which isn't mythological or supernatural, it's wrong.
That's Johnny's dropping in the chat on Mike's stream. Hi Johnny, how you doing? Evil Bible God is thankfully imaginary. He kills babies for the mistake of others, even made the Israelites eat their children to terrorize them in Minecraft, just to show off.
Yeah.
Think about the plagues of Egypt. Yeah, and Robin and Johnny and I think I saw somebody else. Whoever it is, hello. Ted. Yeah, hi Ted. How you doing? Lots of folks in the chat, lots of emojis, lots of conversations going on. Thank you very much, everybody in the chat. Go ahead, Simos.
Yeah, thanks. So just to finish up that point, and that's why when he had those pictures up there, the 1891 picture of the tree deposits, and also the Ptolemaic version, right, of the solar system, right, with round circles everywhere, perfect circles, because it's a perfect God, of course. And it's like, well, here we are 300 years after Newton, and they still don't understand what calculus is. And then the other point I just want to make quickly is it says, be ready always to give an answer to every man that asks Keith you a reason. I don't know who Keith is. So there we go.
I was going to say that as a part of my project that I was doing, the thing I named my channel after, I went and I joined like every single young earth creationism versus evolution, etc. group on Facebook, and almost all of them had a flat earth, a biblical cosmology group in their recommendations, and the memberships, the overlap, the Venn diagram there is virtually a circle. Religiflurfs and young earth creationists are the same group. They're all people that are denying virtually the entire body of scientific knowledge to preserve a really wooden, literal, and I'll just say it's stupid. It's a stupid exegesis of the Bible. I mean, Kent Hovind calls evolution stupid all the time. So, I mean, it's only fair that I call his exegesis of the Bible stupid at least once or twice, although technically I just did it 3 times, but still, a drop in the bucket compared to the number of times he's called the actual one of the best models in science stupid. But I do think his is stupid.
Hold on, we just got a new subscriber. Nito just subscribed to the channel. Welcome, Nito.
Let's go.
Welcome, Nito. And go ahead, Austin.
No, I was just going to say that it's especially frustrating because I think that this problem is way more easily solved than the way they solve it, which again is to deny virtually the entire body of scientific knowledge. The way you could solve it is you could just say the Bible it's allowed to use hyperbole and symbolism in whatever measure it wants. And that totally fixes any issue that you have with interpreting the Bible, but they do not do that. And
I
I
love
have
that.
my theories about it, but they're not very generous.
In some ways, I love that because they also, at the same breath, have to deny that Catholics are Christians.
Yeah, they do that a lot.
We've got Ted. Ted wants to know. Ted wants to know.
And Freemasons. They never stop freaking talking about them. It's weird.
Ted wants to know how many of us think the Jesus story is true or historical in any way. They think Jesus never existed. However, many scholars say he did exist and was just some guy who got crucified. I will grant somebody existed that the Jesus story is based on. If it was a real person or not, I'm not really sure, but I think martyrs do make a good story. So, chat, do you think Jesus existed? Yes or no?
I have a long, annoying, pedantic answer to this question, so I'll let other people go first.
Okay, I've got a quick answer to it. When I was a kid, I had a Jesus toy, like an action man Jesus, and it came with real holes in the wrists, so you could nail it to a piece of wood.
Creepy.
Defense of the
totally.
truth. We've got an answer.
Sorry.
We've got a defense of the truth that we can give to people.
Before you go, because this guy's got nothing.
Good morning, Mark.
Did you want to just say the real answer?
My answer to the question, okay, I think to answer that question well, you have to ask the best version of it, which the best version isn't whether or not Jesus was real or not. I think you need to take into account historical context and historiological source methods. So the question isn't, are there sources out there that say, well, there was this Jesus guy? There are sources out there that say there was a Spider-Man guy named Peter Parker who lived in New York, and 1,000 years, 100 million, whatever years from now, they might think that that's actually a real dude, a mythical figure who ends up being historicized. There's many examples of things like that. Like one of my favorite is Paul Bunyan. And that's one of my favorites because you do still hear some Americans saying things like, oh, my grandpappy wrestled Paul Bunyan, not knowing that Paul Bunyan is not a real figure. He's a historical figure. It's a mythical figure that's been historicized. So sometimes the argument is that Jesus is a historical figure that's been mythicized. I don't think that is the case. I think he is a mythical figure that's been historicized. But I'm not like Gnostic about it. I think maybe there could have been a Jesus guy. If there was, he wasn't even named Jesus. He didn't have any of the powers of Jesus in the Bible. He didn't do any of the things the Bible says Jesus did. Didn't rise again 3 days later, didn't cause supernatural darkness, doesn't cause earthquakes and whatnot. So it's kind of like saying, oh, yes, there was a guy named Peter Parker who lived in New York, but he couldn't climb walls, he couldn't sling webs, he wasn't called Spider-Man. It will, like, if you didn't get any of the details right, it doesn't even matter if he was historical. So that's partly why I'm a mythicist, and why even if I was a historicist, I would be an ambivalent, apathetic one who thinks the fact that he's historical doesn't really even matter because they got none of the details right.
I've now got to just add slightly to that, right? Because actually my real opinion is slightly different, which is the same but slightly different. So I think that the myth that arose is based upon a composite of historical people. Right? There are several people running around, and that to me explains why there's some serious contradictions. And I think the myth side of it is very much to do with the resurrection and the stuff that basically Paul wrote afterwards, which is about a made-up theological interpretation of other people's writings, and mainly Greek writings as well. Nothing to do with Jewish writing. It's mainly Greek writing.
And one thing I can do that I think goes a step further is admit, I don't know for sure. I'm not 100%, but I'll tell you my sources that I've drawn on for this answer. There are people like Bart Ehrman and Richard Carrier, and there's like a dozen other names I can add to that list, but those two are two of the best.
Yeah, I've kind of based it on.
And I want to remind everyone, check the description while you're here. We've got everybody's links in the description. We'll put Austin in there too. Austin Sims is Austin's channel. And while you're down there, if you got it like that, please check out the GoFundMe for Ember. Help Ember out with her medical bills. There's also links for Bree, for my other channel, for Joe, for the video we're reviewing. All the good stuff is in the description. And while you're down there, please hit the like, the share, the subscribe, all that good stuff. Really appreciate it. And if you want to join in the emoji fun, you can join the channel and drop Bigfoot emojis, the toast. We've got all the best emojis here. How you doing, Wesley? Wesley's been getting around. I seen you on a couple channels last week. I think you were on with Lou and Taco too, or something like that. I know I saw you around. Ted appreciates the answers. Yeah, I think a lot of us kind of agree that it doesn't really matter, because when you add all the supernatural stuff to the Jesus story, that could be for anybody, right? And that's the big problem. I think we explained that when we had our theist guest on last week, Simos, that it's not so much that there was somebody walking around speaking out, maybe got in trouble with Rome, maybe said some good things about helping the poor, maybe said things about the class system. These are nothing new. They've been going on for a long time. They still go on today. There's still people that protest this and that and everything else. It's when you add the supernatural part to it. So, but I did want to mention, before I forget, there was numerous people that had birthdays this week. I like to acknowledge when people have birthdays, and I couldn't put everybody's name on the cake, but I know at least Math Pig, and I think Leo, and there was somebody else, all had birthdays this week. So real quick for because I haven't seen the folks in the chat this evening. They might be busy elsewhere, but I thought maybe one of them would streak through the chat. Hint, hint at Math Pig. Of course, Math Pig might be streaming. So, but this is for you, for all the people that had a birthday this week.
The candles flicker, the frost is sweet. Another year around, ain't that neat? Make a wish, let it fly. Feel the glow. Happy birthday, what will you do? Spin the world or just tie your shoe? Happy birthday to you. The balloons are dancing, the streamers sway. Another year on this carousel play. Life's a cake, take a slice, taste the fun. The balloons are dancing, the streamers sway. Another spin on this carousel play. Life's a cake, take a slice, taste the fun. Blow the candles, time to soar. Open the door, there's always more. You're the star, hear the crowd roar. Happy birthday, what will you do? Jump a fence or just chase the view? Happy birthday to you.
All right, that goes out to everybody, because there was a bunch of people, and I don't like to leave people out, and I didn't think it was fair to put somebody's name on the cake. So for everybody that had a birthday this week, and it is a great accomplishment, another trip around the sun. Whoops. Oh, wait, here we go. So we do like to wish everybody a happy birthday. And to all of you that had a birthday this week, happy birthday. I know there's a bunch coming up this month, so we'll probably have some more birthday songs coming up. And yeah, if you know somebody's birthday, you can always whisper it in my ear. And we'll make sure they get a birthday song.
I'm 27,237.
I know,
Nice.
but you already got a video this year, Mike. So only one video a year.
Damn it. Hey, so a
Dominate.
few hours ago, or a few hours before the show started, I made still another discovery about the chromosome 2 story,
Oh,
which is incredible. Just like I keep making discoveries,
good.
about 3, 4 of them. So anyway,
Mike, I'm so excited about that. I almost just peed a little. I can't
I'm
wait
so excited.
to hear about it.
I've got a bad case
That's
of
so cool.
imposter syndrome as this deadline is coming up. I'm like, oh my god, do I really know what the hell I'm talking about? But yeah, there's a lot to talk about. Me and Scott did a review this morning. It took an hour and a half just to get through one talking point for the creationists, right?
Oh,
Like, yeah, it's pretty cool.
And Wesley, yeah, nobody here is worried about God or Satan. I know there's a rumor going around that there's some kind of Satan worship going on on the atheist channels, but you'll find no such thing here, honestly.
Yeah, that's actually my
General
picture back when I was using. So,
information you've heard from me tonight that there's a website called 101 Reasons. There's 101 reasons, and we just touched on maybe a handful of those tonight. But we can equip ourselves with the science, the fact that there is a fine-tuning of the universe, the complexity of DNA, the fossil record gaps, the actual findings of science are not a threat to faith, but real science accords with the Bible. There's no
Real science.
Yeah.
real science. Oh my goodness.
What Ken Ham says, yeah.
It's nice to hear him admitting that it's evolution of the gaps, isn't it?
Yeah. He has furthered the cause of evolution greatly with his video. He's pointed out that he accepts all kinds of mechanisms in evolution.
Yeah.
And so much like many creationists, they'll if you stay at the micro level, so to speak.
Yeah.
You can get them to agree. Well, yeah, these things happen. I've heard Bread of Life say it. I've heard Donnie Deals, all the rest of them.
All of them.
Even Hawaiian Shirt Guy. Yeah, he'll say, "Oh yeah, I accept this, but it's not evolution." And it's like, well, then
it's in the name, mate. It's in the fucking name.
It's in there.
That's my favorite trick because I know absolutely bollocks about like biology in general.
Yeah.
My favorite trick is just to say, yeah, right. So let's just get the common ground sorted. You believe in microevolution, don't you? And they go, yeah. And they go, there we go then. Thank you. So you believe in evolution.
Yep.
And they go, oh no. And I'm gone. That's
I've
it.
been asking.
I don't even respond to anything else they say. Yeah, but it's evolution though, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's as much as I'll say after that.
I've been asking them.
They get really frustrated because I'm not going to engage with them on any of their bullshit science claims or denial of science claims.
Yeah, I've just been asking what pages do you want to tear out of the biology book and still leave it making any sense? And it's really hard to answer that. Go ahead, Mike.
I just found a website, 101 Reasons Why the Earth is Young, from BibleArchaeology.org.
Oh, there you go.
Is that the one he's talking about? Or
no, he's talking about 101 reasons for the proof of creationism or something, or God. No, 101 proofs for God's existence. I found it. It's by a guy called Jim Stevens.
There you go, by Jim Stevens.
Yeah.
Yeah, the heat death, yeah, that'll be the end of it. Of course, they adopt that too. I've heard them say, well, yeah, the heat death just means when it says in the Bible that the earth's going to be consumed by fire. So it's just adopted in right back in. Yeah.
Yeah, well, heat death is something slightly different.
We got Will Freeman dropping through the chat. Hello, Will.
So if you found a link, Simos, you should post it because I couldn't find it. I found a book called 100. I found a book called 101 Proofs for God. Eye-opening new information, right?
Yeah, proofs for God. Here it is. Yeah.
Proofs for God.
Jim Stevens. Let me just. Oh, Amazon. There it is. I've got the Amazon link for it.
Yeah, he wrote a book apparently, eh?
And as we come to faith in Christ, we can lay hold on God's truth about creation. And Genesis 1 verse 1, right through to the end of the book, Revelation. That creation
through-
is that.
right through to the end of the book. So
Yep.
I think he thinks he's read the whole thing.
So I gotta
You think
say,
so?
my favorite subject in school was science, and I don't recall us ever using the Bible as a study or textbook. We were mostly studying things like physics or chemistry, and the Bible is really off on a lot of those things. Like we were studying like astronomy and mathematics, and it's really off on both of those big
Oh,
time.
you were brainwashed.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I mean,
That's-
I found
That's
it
enough.
very,
That's
I
enough
found it
preaching,
very
Wesley.
difficult.
Because
found
I
it
never
very-
got my check the last time. So
Yeah.
you know,
Wesley, honestly,
already heard it.
I'm struggling to figure out how to interact with you, if to interact with you at all, because as a humanist, I have a lot of sympathy for the fact that you seem to be having some kind of you're losing touch with reality a little bit, bud, and I don't know how to broach that topic softly and politely in this kind of social context. But as a scientist, I know that's true. I think you need
I told
professional
Wesley before.
medical help.
Wesley can drop their whatever, Jesus loves you, and then let it go, because if you get too much, folks really don't want the chat jammed up with Bible stuff. So thank you very much. And Wesley knows
enough
that.
of that on the video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Telling truth. And we can share the glorious good news of this Saviour. And we've got a hope inside of us now that trust Him. We've got a hope. We want to share it and tell others too. Really, creation is God's signature, and we are His masterpieces. We can know this truth.
Well, some more than others. More than others.
Well, I'll point out our friend Patrick Peace likes to call us cockroaches. The cockroaches have been around for a long time, and they're very successful. And Mike was pointing out all the species of beetles. There are all kinds of, somebody was talking earlier about there's more ants than anything else on this world. Nematodes. Yeah, nematodes are everywhere. They're on us. They're in us. They're everywhere. They're on everything. All that. So
yeah, I think it depends on what you
what's
mean
special.
by that.
Yeah. Well, why are we so special?
There's more arthropod species than any other species, and
Yeah,
within
why aren't they special?
arthropods, there's more insects, and then specifically beetles. So beetles would be the one type of organism on the planet that there are the most species of. So that's one that would be the correct answer. If you're going by biomass, for sure it's plants. Plants would be the most plentiful species on the planet by biomass, and that's just a simple fact of ecology, because there's something called the loss in energy as energy is transferred up the trophic levels. You've got your primary producers that produce energy via sunlight powered photosynthesis. They're photosynthetic autotrophs. The whole planet would die without them, actually. They are what we get all of our energy from. But in each level between those photosynthetic autotrophs and us, the amount of energy that's available by consuming that organism is reduced by 90%. That's why, like, apex predators have to eat like their own body weight worth of meat several times a week to have enough energy to move and keep hunting for more food. I don't know what got me started on that tangent, but it was a fun one.
Well, somebody just mentioned in the chat that
oh yeah,
they're like half the species are beetles or whatever. Why aren't the beetles special, right? I mean, obviously a lot of work goes into the beetles, I mean, not counting, John and Ringo and Paul but
there's absolutely an argument that could be made that insects and plants are the two most important species on this planet, far and away over humans, because they are vital to the biomass that keeps fundamental systems on the planet working, like the oxygen system and the nitrogen system and the water system. humans aren't really that important to it. If humans vanished, actually things might just get better.
Could be. And I wanted to mention, I'm putting it in the chat right now, and I'll also put Austin in there. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be on Skeptic Haven with Neil, the 604 Atheist. And here is the link. Oh, wait a minute. I got to drop this out first. Hold on. I'll get just a second.
You make me big, Dave?
Yeah, hold on.
I want to be big.
Okay, I'll get you big. There you go.
Give me big.
There you go.
Here's a little treat for us. This is 101 Reasons Why God Exists. One of them is hospice workers, fruit, sucking and breast milk. There's
Beautiful.
a big one.
Everybody
Jigsaw
loves that breast
jigsaw
milk.
puzzles.
Jigsaw puzzles? I haven't heard
Jigsaw
that one.
puzzles. Oh, male and female,
Okay.
chapter 1.
Right.
SETI and what? Yeah, this is a wonderful book. I'm sure glad I spent $10 on this one. we should go over this whole
I would
thing.
have
What
a
I like-
phenomenal time tearing into this list. Real quick before we do, I want to make one final point about humans and why the planet might get better if we vanished. And that is that one of the things humans defy about biology is we seem to have thrown off the concept of a maximum population size. Our population just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Yep.
It follows what's called an exponential J curve. Most follow like an S curve where they plateau out at around a maximum population size, a carrying capacity as it's sometimes characterized as. And humans have blown past that. And we might be able to sustain populations at that level, but not under the current capitalistic model. So things need to evolve and change. And there's a lot of powered, moneyed, entrenched interests on the planet that are fighting that really hard. And they fund the young earth creationists and the flat earthers and the anti-vaxxers and all these terrible people that are lying to people about science and denying science to keep them in the dark ages and keep gutting their education budgets and just screwing them over in so many ways that it's difficult to even mention all of them in a finite span of time.
Right,
Yeah,
in the
my
chat
favorite
is-
reason why I want the humans to go extinct is because then there won't be any creationists.
I just dropped in the chat the link for Skeptic Haven tomorrow, and I put it in the description. I also put Austin down there in the description while I was at it. So yeah, check out the description. Don't forget, drop by tomorrow about the same time. Yep, right about the same time as now. 24 hours, drop by Skeptic Haven. I'll be on with Neil, the 604 Atheist. And here is where's the thing at?
While you're
Share
doing that,
this.
I'll just say one thing quickly, which is I looked up what else this guy has written, and he's written a book called How to Write Books and Make and publish them and make money from them. That was quite interesting. Amongst other
There
books.
we go.
It's not just that.
That's me, and the real big guy behind me, that's Neil. And I'm going to be on there tomorrow. Take that off.
Yeah,
There you
Dave.
go.
Congrats, man. Moving up.
I've been on Neil's show before, and it's always a good time talking with Neil. So, yeah, I'll be on there tomorrow. And, yeah, call in. And if you know anybody, call in with your questions. Anybody out there listening that's a theist or even a non-theist, doesn't really matter. You can call us tomorrow at Skeptic Haven. There's a link, and there's also a phone number. And, yeah, that's what they do over there, and that's what I'll be doing tomorrow. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I'll get back to this.
Own soul. As
Yeah,
David cried out,
one of the funny things that's interesting about the fact that human growth is on an exponential J curve is that I can only think of like one other category of species where that's normal for, and that's like bacteria and microorganisms. Can you think of any, Mike, that have experienced that kind of growth besides microorganisms?
No.
Yeah,
You're right.
I think it's
This
pretty
is a
much
problem.
this. Yeah.
There was a study done by the UN on world population a few years back, and I think he came to the conclusion that the world population would keep growing till it got to about 13 million, and that was pretty much because of the land size and amount of area that we can possibly grow and sustain food. That it would start falling off then, or it would plateau to about 13 to 14 billion, and that was just manageable enough, provided we give up meat.
That's one of the things when they bring up population growth, and certain groups especially are worried that certain other groups aren't having enough babies. But yeah, there is a thing of, the population's been ballooning, right? And I've heard the similar thing that there will be a leveling off. So the decision of some people not to have children, other people do have children, is just part of that whole leveling off thing. So it is possible, that we'll just decide, okay, this is enough people. So in the short of it. But yeah, I've heard that before about 13 billion. Yeah.
Most of the increase is going to be in the Asian subcontinent. So that's what they're saying.
It's amazing that something as simple as frozen water is a mystery to today's scientists.
What?
It is. It's a total mystery. Mainly because by the time they get considering it, they've already put 3 or 4 ice cubes into their whiskey.
Yeah, and I put the water in the freezer, it comes back out ice cubes. I mean, you can't explain that. I mean,
You can't explain
there's
that.
some kind of magic going on in there.
God.
What?
Well, it's a reason number 56 to believe in God. Snowflakes. What?
Yeah.
What?
Absolutely, yeah.
What?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, might
Yes,
as well.
what indeed?
Which is, funnily enough, because that snowflakes are a good argument against fine tuning.
Yeah.
Oh
Don't know
my
if
God.
you know that, but there is an argument which says,
Huh?
yeah,
I think this one broke me.
the first person that saw
I know,
it goes along the
okay.
lines of the first person that saw a snowflake under a microscope would have said, "Wow, this is incredible.
God.
It must be designed."
Yeah.
Oh no. I gotta go read the Wikipedia article and see what the hell he's talking about. Snowflakes wiki. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You know,
Snowflakes
I
wiki.
shouldn't be surprised. In Texas, we had creationist school textbooks that said that electricity was a mystery that science hasn't figured out. So why
I've
should I
seen
be
that.
surprised that they say water is a mystery?
I've seen that little
that
booklet.
we
Yeah,
haven't figured out. Oh my God.
And
it's a mystery.
Funnily enough, the person that worked it out was a Christian.
Right.
There
Right.
you go.
Now,
Oh,
on a
wow.
personal level, he says, "I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy
No, you're
works.
not. No,
and
you're
that
not.
my soul knoweth
You
quite
are not
well."
wonderfully
David,
made. I
Yeah.
can assure you, your parents might have had a wonderful time making you, but they didn't.
That was it.
When you came out, they didn't go, "Oh, isn't he wonderful?" They went, "Oh my God, he's a creationist. He's come out a creationist. Oh shit."
Few moments of pleasure, 18 years of bills.
it says, "I'm
This
fearfully
guy
made."
numbers too
It's got the
bright.
sense of reverence, of awe. We stand in awe, don't we, of
That's
the
actually-
awesome
that-
God.
Oh, yeah.
Hang on a minute, though. That's not what they said. What they actually said was, this baby is as dumb as 3 sticks.
And of his awesome creation, as we see the heavens declare the glory of our God. It's a fearful thing, isn't it? That strikes us with awe and reverence.
I don't know why you got to throw the fearful in with the awe. I mean,
Oh yeah,
I can be
fearful.
in awe. I
They
can be
love
in
that
awe of a
part.
lot of things. Yeah.
Well,
You gotta
that's-
fear daddy. You gotta fear
that's-
daddy.
The whole
That's
story is
another one.
about fear.
That's-
Yeah.
That's another one. I got blocked by G-Man for asking him if he feared his all-loving God. And he blocked me straight away. He just didn't want to answer.
Was enough of that.
Straight up blocked
There's
me.
there's nothing on the wiki about science not understanding snowflakes. I don't think. I can't find anything.
Oh, you got that figured out too.
Yeah, what is it we don't understand here? Water is very well understood.
Well, he doesn't understand. So
one hydrogen, two oxygen molecules. It's a polar element, so it's slightly charged. The molecules attract each other. They have surface tension. It freezes at 0 degrees Fahrenheit or Celsius, rather, boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Like, what is he talking about? We don't understand water.
I think he's talking about complexity. He's just talking about complexity, and complexity is something we ain't ever going to say that we figured it out because it's complex. Because
no, look,
but is it in balance?
He's talking about design. It clearly, right, is not some random shape. Therefore, it must be designed. And if it's designed, it must have a designer. This is what I mean. This is the stupidity of the argument, right? It's because, like, the guy, you can understand if the guy that first saw a snowflake under a microscope would go, "Wow, isn't this an amazing shape? This must be designed."
Yeah,
right.
Yep.
But now we know, right? It's not because it's been designed, because every snowflake has this kind of pattern.
Yeah.
Right, so there you go. All snowflakes have that kind of pattern. That's how snowflakes are made.
And the older I get, the less I like the snow. But, you know, when it first snows, it is beautiful. You know, before it's touched by all the footprints and the shoveling and everything, you know, just that moment, right at the moment where that snow ends and everything's just got that nice little coating of snow and everything looks so nice. And then that's enough. It can go away.
the point being is that if the guys that saw the first one would say, so what are the chances that the snowflake could have this kind of pattern? Right?
Sure.
It must be designed because it's so unlikely to have this kind of pattern.
Must be 10 to the 50 bazillionth power at least.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why it's an argument. That's why it's an argument against fine tuning. Because, of course,
let me quote Stephen.
Hang on a minute. All that's being missed is the fact that the probability distribution of snowflakes having these patterns is 1. And that's it. All snowflakes have these patterns.
Yep.
So it's not you could say it's a 50 trillion billizillion that it has that particular pattern, but that it has a pattern. No. That's just the laws of nature that decide that. So that's exactly. Hang on. And that's exactly the same argument against fine tuning. What is it? The chances that that gravity would have this exact value, right? Well, it must be 51 to the trillion zillion chance of that happening. Therefore, it must be God. But no, gravity had to have a value. So whatever value it has it's literally 1. Right?
You can't define what the probability of something is without knowing the possibility space.
Indeed. Well, yes, exactly. So what is the?
Mike.
You can make guesses as to what that is, right? That's fine. Nobody's disputing that. But the point is, you can't know that it's not anywhere between 0 and 1. You can't know what it is. So there is no fine tuning if that is the case that it is 1.
Well, he explains his thinking here. He explains his thinking. If there was a creator of water, that intelligent being endowed it with the capability of making snowflakes long before we came along to look at and appreciate them. Long before, I thought it was only a day. I thought it was only a day or 2. What do you mean? Long before. Okay, if there was no creative intelligence, then it must all have come from nowhere.
There it is. That's the straw.
Oh my goodness, these guys!
Tons of mice.
And they write
Tons
books.
of mice brought up the blizzard in '78. What I remember is my dad walked to the store because he had to get coffee, cigarettes, bread, and milk. You know, because the town was shut down. It was shut down. You couldn't even drive. So yeah, my dad bundled himself up and he said, "I heard the food town is open. I'm headed over there." So. Off he went, and he came back with some groceries. I remember that. All right, go ahead.
Okay, when you look at something that has no value, it does not inspire you, like the snowflake. Think of a piece of junk. You don't feel inspirations
Speak
or
for
amazement.
yourself.
Who the hell is this dude?
Maybe the
I gotta figure
snowflake
out who
thinks
this
the
is.
same thing about you. Did you ever stop?
Who is this
Well, we were
guy?
talking about Bigfoot and the sticks earlier, right? Maybe Bigfoot's just having a really good time putting all these sticks in the woods and having people following him around,
Well, there goes a lot of modern art, by the way. If you think of a piece of junk, you don't feel any inspiration.
Yeah.
I hate to say, but quite a lot of artists get inspiration from junk.
All right, this is your last chance, and we'll wrap things up because we're not going to keep Simos late because we wore him out last week. And of course, I say we did have a long stream last week, but partly because Deconverted Man joined us, and we had some fun with Deconverted Man here, as we always do. And we also had a theist on, and we had a nice conversation with a theist last week. So, we did run a little long, and then we got hooked on watching the end of the video. So that's not going to be a problem because we're at the end of the video. So we'll see what he's got to wrap up with.
Unfortunately, Truth of Telios didn't come back this week, but
I haven't seen him, no.
If you happen to be out there again, you're more than welcome to come back.
Yeah, they were a welcome guest, very civil, just asked some questions, and we threw some answers back and forth, nice little discussion. And sure, anybody's got something like that, you can always get a hold of any of us, and we'll be happy to talk with you.
We can't keep Mike from making his important discoveries about the second chromosomal fusion that you have to regale me with at length at some point.
Stand back, because Mike's on it.
So Jim Stevens is a pastor at some church. Him and his wife. Okay. Pioneered and pastored churches in the USA and served as missionaries to Jamaica and inner city London. How about that?
Well, what? I'll have to
missionaries
see
to London?
You said it was Jim Stevens?
Yeah, Jim Stevens and his wife Jean. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take a look around, see maybe they got a video somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, London desperately needs creationists, ministries,
So I got a notepad
help, because I have news for you, but the Church of England believes in evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here he is,
Oh,
Jim Stevens.
All right.
Follow Jim on Facebook. Oh, I'm going to follow Jim on Facebook.
Oh my God, it's Kingston.
It's funny you say that, Simos. One time, a creationist said to me online that I need to go to my local Church of Jesus and that they would set me straight. And I did, and it turns out they all believed in evolution, and they had no idea what I was talking about when I told them that this lady told me that they would set me straight on creation versus evolution. They were like, "Yeah, we all accept that."
Oops.
Yeah.
It was really funny.
Just scroll down a little bit for me, please, and then hold it there so I can read where it is in London. In Camberwell, Finsbury Park, Guildford, East London.
Bible Training Center?
East London, yeah, just seeing where that is in Ghana. Right, okay, so East London, basically, all right, Camberwell.
You could go knock on his door and ask him about snowflakes.
I could, I could.
Go see Beard Meats Food, too. You guys are all overseas over there. Don't you live next door to each other?
It's Leeds. I mean, that's literally a bus ride away.
No, he doesn't say he wrote a book though, so I'm not sure entirely. I mean, it's a common name, so maybe I got the wrong guy here, but I don't think so. I don't know.
I went to the author's page in Amazon, and there was about 30 books or 20 books or something.
But is that him? Is it the same guy? That's
all the same guy. Yeah. Some of them were coloring in books.
Coloring books.
Yeah, coloring in books.
Okay. Where is he here?
Some of them, as I say, was how to make money out of writing books.
And 10 best tips on prayer.
How to make money on the internet. Send me $99.95.
Yeah, they're coloring in books. And I understand what he's talking about. Everybody loves a coloring in book.
Take heart, believer. Tonight, believe. God
Believe.
created.
Believe.
Believe God created.
Just believe on the evolution.
Yeah, go up at the end. Believe.
And remember your Creator. And trust your life to your Creator. It says, remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth. It's saying, entrust your
Okay.
life to your Creator. He's your Creator. You're made with a purpose, with a reason.
stop
In
there?
the beginning, God.
Stop there. Yeah, remember your Creator in the days of your youth. Just remember your indoctrination. Don't you fucking forget it.
Yep.
All right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, we won't get money from you, and your kids will not become Christians to give us more money.
So this is what Brett says. This is what Sal says. This is what so many of them say. Katrina said it at the end of our debate, Dave, if you remember, when I asked her what she does to identify and overcome bias in her own thinking. She says, well, I just think about what I believed about God when I was young, and I remember that's the truth, basically.
Yeah.
And this is that is their method. And it's like they
Rebecca-
can't see the glaring problem with it.
Rebecca has said that she trusts her gut feeling over scientific facts. So it doesn't matter what the science says. It's what her tummy tells her that really matters.
Exactly. It's
Well,
like
The highly
it's like-
co-evolved bacteria in her digestive system
Yeah.
are like, leave us out of this, Rich. This is your
like-
problem. We're evolving a shit down here.
It's like the Jesuits say, give me the boy, give me the boy till 7 and I'll give you the man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Created the heavens and the earth, and he made you and me and all of mankind such that we can know him, that we can know the Creator personally.
And that too, you don't know anybody personally. That is such nonsense. It's like, oh, I read the Bible. I know God personally. It's like, well, if you read the Bible, it says you cannot know the mind of God. So right there, every time they say that, I know him personally. It's like, no, you can't know the mind of God. You cannot know if it's good, bad, indifferent, or anything. You cannot know. Just like you cannot know when the end will come. It says over and over in that book that you cannot know these things. You cannot, there's something about how, this is when I need Scott. There's something about how you discern the word of God or something like that, right? In other words, it's like it's all open to interpretation as well. So no matter how you go at it, the Bible is just a terrible source for anything, or it's a great source for everything, because you can find, any direction, up, down, sideways, backwards, forwards, good, bad, by just flipping a few pages. Hello, Wes. How you doing? I just put the ad up for tomorrow's show. Your ears must have been tingling. Again, I'll be on Skeptic Haven tomorrow. Link in the description, and everybody come by there tomorrow, and we'll see you then.
One of the people I debate on a less than regular basis, thank you, says the Bible interprets itself.
Yes,
And I just think that is a perfect example of unfalsifiability right there.
Yeah, we can go kind of long, Wes. You're probably better off hitting, like double speed and watching it from the
That's a
beginning.
very ironic statement for them to make, because I have heard a similar thing from a Catholic theologian that I studied the Bible with, and his point wasn't that means that the Bible is concrete. It was the exact opposite. He pointed to the fact that the Genesis story in the Bible starts with two different narratives that are impossible to assimilate as a single thing, as an example of the Bible telling you editorially, hey, we're just putting stories out here. This is just what we think. We're so uncertain, we could only narrow this down to two models here,
Well, kind of, yeah. I mean, I think the theory on that is one is Israelite myth, and the other is Judean myth.
And make sure, if you're not subscribed over at Skeptic Haven, you follow the link. There it is in the chat. It's in the description. I put as well, Austin's in the description. Brainless, Mike and Scott, Simos, everybody's links are in the description. And with that, why don't we say goodnight and start with Austin. What do you got coming up? You just tell folks about your channel, whatever. The floor is yours. Go ahead.
So I just got off of school for like 2 or 3 weeks. So some of the things I've had on the back burner, I'm going to actually do now. I want to finish up my all the evidence of evolution video. I've got 7 more topics to finish talking about on that. A lot of them have already been somewhat covered in the first video, but we're going to finish it up just to be thorough. And then I've got the first episode of Dicey Biology, a new series I'm starting where I'm going to be talking about the real life biology and science of fantasy and fictional animals. Not quite the same thing you do, Scott, but maybe we can do, or sorry, Dave, but maybe we could do an episode on Bigfoot. I'd be
Sure
down for that.
thing.
I think that would be fun.
Anytime, man.
And
Anytime.
then I've started another thing I'm doing. I'm deep diving into taxonomy, and I'm assembling a list of species names. I haven't entirely decided what I'm going to do with it yet. I know I'm going to organize it. I'm going to analyze it. And just generally, next, I've got another semester of classes coming up in chemistry and statistics, and I'll be happy to share stuff as I'm learning in that with the community. Yeah, just those things mainly.
Yeah.
Oops. And Sumami says, it's always Bigfoot, never little. All foots are welcome.
Yeah.
How you doing, Sumami? Good to see you. And next, Simos, why don't you tell us about yourself and what you got going on?
Sure, well, you know, everybody knows me, so I don't need to tell me about myself. But I will just say, of course, Monday night, 9 o'clock UK time, which is going to be about
4 o'clock, I think.
4 o'clock EST. I've got a Formula One show with Fabio, which this week is on the Hungarian Grand Prix, which will be tomorrow. But Monday we'll do the show. Thursday, of course, I've got the State of the Onion, which is like philosophical topics in general. And that's at 5 o'clock EST. And then I'm also doing some stuff with Chris Mouty on his channel about the pseudoscience of eugenics and the history of that. We've just done a piece on Galton, and we're going to be moving on to Pierce and a few other people, and how the kind of abuse of pseudoscience is re-emerging in the far right.
That sounds super interesting.
And Mike.
Chris Mouty's channel. So
Yep.
if you're not subbed to him, I'm sure the link will be somewhere.
Yep, I'm subscribed there. If Tilting doesn't beat me to it.
Yeah, Tilting. It's political something going, political pseudoscience or something. Channel name.
Yeah. And Mike, other than chromosome 2.
Yeah. What you see on the screen is what I'm doing. Like a lot of creationists and evolutionists like to talk about these things and state a few facts. But what I like to do is dig down and actually look at the data. And I'm going to be doing that with Dr. Dan for on August 13th. And then I'm hoping to do some follow-up stuff. Now, the interesting thing about it, if you don't care for the technical details, the interesting thing about it is that this shows you why people like Tompkins and Standing for Truth, Donnie Deals, Badinsky, why they are feeding you a bunch of bullshit and the way they do it, in the kind of rhetorical way, the rhetorical tricks that they use to almost get us to argue against our own position, which is kind of interesting. But we'll be digging into all of that stuff. And Jay Dyer's also on my radar. He is such an idiot. I'm going to go after him a little bit. And as always, subscribe to my channel because I'm going to be dead soon. So anyway, that's my sales pitch.
I'm looking for that channel.
It's
The
in
basics
private
for
chat.
anybody
Oh, you got it? Okay.
who doesn't know while you're looking for that, Dave. The second chromosomal fusion is some very powerful genetic evidence for evolution.
Yep.
A lot of apes used to have 2 more chromosomes than humans do, and now we have a lesser number of chromosomes because some of those chromosomes fused, and you can track that by looking at the telomeres. There are actually telomere markers inside the human second chromosome that there shouldn't be there unless it used to be two chromosomes that fused together. So that's what we're talking about when we talk about the second chromosomal fusion. It's very famously spoken of a lot by Ken Miller, who is a theist, but an evolutionary biologist who obviously accepts evolutionary theory and also believes in God. So, you know, of course, creationists lie and say, oh, this is an evolutionistic lie to, you know, promote Satan and all that crazy stuff. But no, it's just a really powerful piece of genetic evidence inside of our genome.
Native wants to know, who's that dude in the upper right? I think that's you, Austin.
That's me. That's Austin Sims.
That's Austin Sims, and link is in the description.
I got,
There you go.
I got some
And
pictures here.
in private chat for you there, Austin.
Yes, this is exactly the picture I was talking about the other day, Mike. Yeah.
Yep. So the one on the left is what I created, and the one on the right is what Tompkins created. And of course, he's lying because he drew these lines here, and he is completely lying about the actual how these things actually match up, which you can see on the left. And I took that out of the same paper that he sourced, and I just flipped them on their side and added a whole bunch of notation. But anyway, that's the stuff that I'm working on, and I'm working so hard that I can barely breathe each day.
That little graph you just gave me, Mike, was the perfect amuse-bouche, and now I'm starving and I need more. I can't wait.
Yep. I'll learn a little bit about bioinformatics while we're at it, about how to use the UCSC and the NCBI gene tables. And,
I can only get so erect, Mike.
Oh no! Okay,
We're not talking, and we're
I'm
not
backing
talking,
away from my monitor.
We are not talking microevolution here.
No microevolution.
No.
All right. And yeah, don't forget, again, tomorrow I'm on Skeptic Haven with Neil, the 604 Atheist. That's at, pretty sure it's at 8 Eastern. So stop in over there. Hope to see everybody. Of course, I do the night watch during the week. We're here every Saturday for Saturday Night at the Atheist. And you never know. I mean, I might be talking to Austin about some Bigfoot. We'll go Simos there. You never know what kind of great discussions he's going to have going on over at the State of the Onion. And Mike, you never know. Make sure you're subscribed with a bell, because I'll get a text that says, you want to stream? Because Mike came across some. So Mike's just like that. So watch for that, and make sure you hit everybody with a subscribe with a bell so you know when we go on. Usually the night watch I do during the week. I've been trying to do it on Tuesdays. So we're going to try and make it Tuesdays. And I look over shorts on the night watch, because there's so many shorts, and it takes a lot of effort to make a response video to a short that might be 20 seconds long. So I just put them all together and cover them on the night watch. And then I can get through a dozen of them if I'm lucky. And we have a good time looking at them. We got the gatos. got the gatos on the screen. And a Native Atheist wrapping things up with some green. Native Atheist, thank you very much for the super sticker. And you know what that means?
You rock, let's rock with the fire in our veins. Rock on till the skies, till the thunder and rain. All hail Bigfoot, the legend, the king. He walks among shadows, the wild spirits sing.
Native Atheist, you rock. Thanks for supporting the channel. And yeah, Wes, it should be a good time. I always like hanging out with Neil. Drop by over there. Thank you again, Native Atheist. Appreciate it very much. And everybody in the chat, Tilting Windmill, as always, thank you. Oceanus, Wes has been in here. Vic's been in here. We got
20 people, only 4 likes.
We still got 20 some people watching. Yeah, very nice.
We had
got
like 40
subscribers. Let me see.
But the like button must be broke, because you only got 4 likes, though.
I got 4 likes. What?
Actually, it's 34 likes, actually.
Really? Okay. Mine hasn't updated.
Yeah, it
Mine
looks
hasn't
like
updated.
looks like I picked up a couple subscribers. Awesome. So you know what? Just one more time, thanks to you, thanks to all the new subscribers. I mean, what else can I say? But
You rock, let's rock with the fire in our veins. Rock on till the skies, till the thunder and rain. All hail Bigfoot, the legend, the king. He walks among shadows, the wild spirits sing.
I picked up 2 subs too. How about that?
picked
Thank
up
you
some
guys,
subs.
whoever you are.
Awesome. You rock too. Thank you very much. Oceanus and West says it's 32 and now it's 37. So thank you. Yeah, it goes a long way. If you haven't noticed recently, a lot of us have been pushing them likes. It does go a long way. And, you know, if you watched any video, you know, whatever it might be, and you know, you watched it, you got a little enjoyment out of it, you got a laugh out of it, you learned something out of it, whatever, the least you can do is click that little like button, and it really does go a long way to help the channels. And we really appreciate it because it gets us up in that search, and then more people come across it and they see, hey, look at the good time they're having over there at Saturday night at the Atheists. And then they come back again next week, and then we all have a good time together. So see, it's a win-win.
I picked up a couple subs too. Is that one
Good deal.
Titan, Mike?
What's that?
Which one is that one? Is that one Titan or Titan's the gray
No,
one?
Loki. This is Loki, the
That's
evil
Loki.
one. The evil
Yeah.
kitty is Loki the evil. So
All right, and with
Loki?
that, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Loki. And yeah, I hope you all have a good one. And
Okay.
we're
Good night.
gonna fire up the outro here, and we will see you all next time.
I'll see you guys later.
One and all they gather round, whispers float without a sound. History speaks in tales of lore, knocking at the captive desk's door. Oh, legends live within these walls, silent echoes in the halls, books and stories on the floor, knocking at the captive desk's door. Captive desk, hold our dreams, where reality and no myth seems. In conversations, quiet flow, the mysteries untold will know. Legends live within these walls, silent echoes in the halls, books and stories on the floor, knocking